The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Iain Lee, you're an idiot.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold. A brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far, but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we've paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roll.
Here we go. 0344 499 1000, the Late Night Alternative. I'm Iain Lee. Who the hell are you, lady?
Catherine Boyle.
She's wearing a medallion. It's like she's a man in 1971. She's Medallion Kath. And if she rubs it, a genie appears. 0344 499 1000. The medallion. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Thank you to everyone who came to the screening of Brass after the Screaming Stops on Saturday night. It was a success. Although, I mean, can we say this on air legally that keep the computer going? I don't know if you've turned that off. Never switch that one off. This is what happens when you give different people every day. It's fine. Don't worry, Matthew. We'll get there. Can we say that Katie Puckrick is an idiot?
Oh, no.
Can we say, let's just say it. Puckrick is a bell cheese.
She did a daft thing.
She came on the wrong day. There's us showing off going, we're friends with Katie Puckrick and the guy Sam that was in charge of us at the 2 North Down venue in King's Cross on Saturday. Oh, the Katie Puck. She's coming. Yeah, put her on the guest list. Yeah, oh, she will turn up. The Katie Puck. Oh, I like her. And she didn't show up.
No.
Afterwards, where was Katie? We left egg on our face. Well, then you got a text.
Yeah, yesterday, saying that she was outside the venue and realised that she'd gone on the wrong day.
What an absolute knobber. Thank you, Katie.
I do love her, though.
I've gone right off her. Hey, some exciting news. We've only got 8 tickets left for our show in Manchester in May. I'm going to make a deal with you guys. If we sell those 8 tickets this week, we will do something on the Sunday. We will try and arrange something on the Sunday that you guys can come to too. Whether that's a ticketed event, whether that's a game of tag in the morning, I don't know. But if we sell those 8 tickets this week, we will try and arrange something on the Sunday as well. Maybe another show. I just don't know. But if you want those tickets, There's only 8 left. There's only 14 left for Brighton. IainLee.com/event. IainLee.com/event. Also, our mate Dan Mugger Harris is doing an art exhibition in Brighton on the day that we're in Brighton. Or it starts on the day that we're in Brighton. We've been invited to a private screening. And I said, yes, we'll have some of that, please.
Very nice.
But the Bros screening was a success. What was lovely was... by the way, 0344 499 1000, dear listener. I'm just going to sit here and ramble. You can call in about anything you want. I have a few suggestions, but you can call in about anything you want. You can set the agenda this evening, as every evening. What was lovely was it was about 80%, 70-80% our fans, and about 25% Brossettes, who knew nothing of our oeuvre, didn't really know who we were, just love Bros, love the film, love Q&As with Joe Perlman, the director. Yeah. And
they'll go to anything Bros.
They've been to a few screens. For some, it's like their 3rd, 4th, 5th screening. And they said it was their favourite screening as well. But they were all lovely. I was worried it would be a little bit like when you have a party. I don't have parties, partly because of this. When you have a party and you invite your work friends and your friends, and they don't always get on. You know, they kind of think, well, they're an idiot and they're an idiot. But there was none of that. The Bros fans were lovely. They joined in. They were up with a little bit of heckling. It was a fun old night. So thank you to everyone who came to that. I'm going to say it's been quite a cultured weekend for me, if you can include, lowbrow, low to mid brow, I'm going to say. Here's my neck. Did you hear that?
What?
Going to the osteopath tomorrow. After that crash, everything has contracted and compacted, and I'm going to the osteopath tomorrow, and I'm really looking forward to... I want a man to work on my crack. I really want this guy to work on my crack.
Yeah, make it as big as possible.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Nice big crack, a noisy crack tomorrow. But so it's been a cultured weekend for me. 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. In as much as we had the Bros screening, and that was lovely, really nice evening. Then on Sunday, I had the great delight of going to Manchester. I was in Manchester for 2 hours and 14 minutes. 2 hours. My train got in at 12:41. My train left at 2:55. And I was there for a private viewing because it was shut at Manchester Central Library, where I met, and I cannot remember the name of the woman that worked there. Apologies. I've recorded it. We're going to play it in 2 weeks, in the week the Frank Sidebottom film gets released, OK? But for a private screening of the Frank Sidebottom, Chris Seavey exhibition, and I was taken around by a woman whose name escapes me, and I apologise for that, but she's kind of head of multimedia and stuff, and archives at Manchester Central Library. But also Steve Sullivan, who is the director of Being Frank, the Chris Seavey story, which is a great film, comes out on the 29th of March, I think it is. And Dave Arnold, who also worked on the film, but was also Chris's roadie, and worked with Chris for years and years and years. And they showed me round what is... It's fair... I don't want to say small, because it's a big old building, so it looks small in comparison to the building, but it's a delightful exhibition of Frank Sidebottom, Chris Seavey, stuff that you will have seen and stuff that you will never have seen, and it is wonderful. Here's my tip, right? Go and have a little look around. They've also got 2 video booths set up where normally you go in and why would it... Do you know what? Yes. Go on. The 2 video booths where normally you'd get like a little rotary of like 3-minute clips. Here's the tip, guys. There's 28 hours of rare footage on there. 28 hours of rare footage on there. So my suggestion is, if you live near there, you work near there, on your lunch break, pop in there for an hour every day for a month, because it's just packed full of stuff. Honestly, it's an absolute It's an absolute joy. I did record a little tour of it and a nice chat with Steve and Dave about the movie and stuff like that. We're going to play that on Monday the 25th of March, because that's the week that the film comes out. I'm just getting the vibe that this Frank Sidebottom documentary, it's Chris Seavey documentary more precisely, I'm just getting the vibe it's going to be huge. I'm just starting to get... Because I'm releasing the album, the soundtrack album. We sold... It's not even out yet. Pre-orders in over 3 days, 300 copies. Which for us is, for a tiny little record label, is huge, And I'm just starting to get the fact that it was mentioned in The Sun. And obviously they focus on Chris when using cocaine and stuff. But the fact that it was mentioned in The Sun made me think, I think this film is gonna take off. It's a good film, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good. Very heartwarming.
Very heartwarming. It's not just about Frank. It's about Chris, and Frank obviously pops into it.
It's about someone who couldn't stop creating stuff, and it wasn't about money.
And here's the most heartbreaking thing in the exhibition, right? They've got a glass cabinet that's full of bills and final demands and court summonses. The most heartbreaking thing was a form from the job centre from 1996. So he'd had big success, a little fallow period. And when you sign on, certainly when I signed on, which would have been around... God, we were signing on the same time, Chris. Unbelievable. When he signed on, which is when I was signing on, you had to kind of show them what you'd done to look for work and also come up with a little plan. And Chris Seavey, who, for my mind, is one of the greatest performance artists. We're going to look back on Chris in 10, 15, 20 years' time and go, my God, what a performance artist. What a genius. One of the greatest artists this country has ever seen. On his little form, it says, I will speak to contacts in the media to see about getting jobs. I will write to the Family Channel to see if they have any jobs. I will phone around various TV companies to see if they have any work. Oh, and it's humiliating. Humiliating. It's the last thing I saw in there, and it just broke my heart. Such a good exhibition. So that was that. But then I had like 9 hours train journey, getting up there and then getting back and all of this. And I really wanted to read the Bruce Lee book by Matthew Prolly, I think it is, that we had in, and I couldn't find it. So I went for the only other book I could find was the Sally Field. Field or Fields?
Fields.
Okay. Sally Field's autobiography in pieces. We're Googling it now to find out if it's Field or Fields.
I'm pretty sure it is.
And I thought, well, I'll read that, because that'll be a laugh. I'll come to you in a minute, Sadiq and Tony and Alan.
Sally Field.
Thought so. So I grabbed that thinking, well, that will be a laugh. That'll be a funny old romp through Gidget and Burt Reynolds and Mrs. Doubtfire. My God. First of all, I read it in a day. I haven't read a book in a day for a long time. I just couldn't stop. I was blown away. It is not the story you think it's going to be. It's dark. It is very, very dark, harrowing. She's an incredible woman, right? She's an incredible woman, full of self-doubt, self-loathing, and treated abysmally by men her whole life. I don't want to give. I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to give anything away, really. Because I want you to read it, Kath, right? Okay. And then we'll have a chat about it. But it's relentless. It's relentless. I'll give one bit away, because I mentioned this, right? When she is, I think she's 17 or 18. This is horrible, okay? And so some of you might find this triggering. Really is. It's just an incredible story, and she tells it with such dignity. But when she's 17 or 18, she goes and has an illegal abortion in Tijuana, right? And while she is having the abortion, I can't remember if there's one or two men there, but one man starts molesting her. Starts groping her breast while she's under gas and having an abortion. And she's lying there. And she's thinking, just knock his hand away. Just knock it. And she knocks it away. Now, when I tell you that is not the worst thing that happens in that book by quite some way. Honestly, I cannot stop thinking. I finished it yesterday. I can't stop thinking about it. Cannot stop thinking about what she went through. I mean, it details the whole romance in inverted commas with Burt Reynolds. And it seems to be, say this very, how do I phrase this carefully so I don't want in any way apportion blame on her, but she seems to be a magnet for men who abuse her. Sometimes sexually, all the time, belittle and bully and, treat her horribly. I mean, and what's good as well is she writes about her flaws. She had terrible examples of parenting, and she talks about herself being not a great parent. But man alive, it's some book. It's just blown me away. So I thoroughly recommend that if you think you can stomach that kind of stuff, because she just writes. It's just given me a lot to think about. Is all I'm going to say. Right, 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. If you've got any, sorry, I've got a frog in my throat today. If you have any artistic recommendations, books or movies, always happy to take those, listen to those, get on board with those. So if any suggestions for things like that, 0344 499 1000. A few things I want to talk about tonight, then we're going to go to the break, then we're going to come in with Tony, then we've got Alan, and then we might have you. I want to talk about Rami Malek. I don't know how you say his name, and it dawned on me the other day that me mispronouncing his name might come across as being actually a little bit racist. So how is it? I think it's
Rami, isn't it?
Rami Malek. Okay, right. Apparently there's a video going round I've not seen of Rami Malek talking about his favourite things that's quite cringeworthy, so I thought we'd listen to that. The cheese face thing, which I don't understand. Just loads of 0344. Dorothy Williams, you're such a twat. I'm just going to block you every time you tweet. You just get blocked. Go away. Good. Can't see it anymore. You're such a pain in the arse. 0344 I shouldn't even give you the satisfaction of reading your fake name out, but just every time it pops up, just block for 24 hours. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000. Let's go to Tony. Good evening, Tony.
Hello.
Hello, Tony.
Hello, how you doing? All right?
Yeah, what you got?
I just want to first pay me respects to the late, great Keith Flint, Prodigy.
Okay.
You give me many great years of getting through a good part of my life that I'll always remember, and their music, and it's a big loss, I think, to the music world.
Okay, well, yes, of course. Also, Luke Perry died today. The 90s. The 90s have taken a little hit today with those two going.
Oh, wow. Well, I don't know him so much, but yeah. Anyway, you was on about Bruce Lee earlier on as well. I've been listening to the audio book by Matthew Polly.
Is it any good?
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I was going to download that today, and then I downloaded Roger Daltrey instead.
It's very good. I mean, my ex-girlfriend calls them lazy boy books. You know what I mean? But I like listening to stories. So
do you know what I was always dead against audiobooks. Yeah. Until about a year ago, when I can't remember why, but I got into them, and now I love them. If I'm driving, I'll have an audiobook on. Well, you're lying there trying to sort of get off to sleep and whatever. Nice. To get off. I don't listen to them so much in bed, but I can understand how. If I listened to them in bed, though, I'd fall asleep and then wake up the next day and go, "Well, hang on, what was the last thing I remember?" And then I'd try and listen to it and realise it would confuse me. So for me, it's driving. Yeah, that's a good point. Or on a train or whatever, Yes. Yeah. There's a couple of other things as well. Netflix. Right? I've got a couple of things for you to watch. There we go. This is what we want. Tony's in with our cultural recommendations on a Monday evening. Yes, Tony. Right, you got Dirty John. Now, I've heard a lot about this Dirty John, partly because I was listening to when Kath filled in for me the other day, and she was talking about Dirty John.
Mm-hmm.
You've been listening to the podcast, which my sister didn't rate. Did you enjoy it?
It's unbelievable.
Hang on a minute, Tom. Go on, Kath.
Yeah, I did enjoy it as much as you can enjoy something that's horrific. But I went for a drink with my friend yesterday, and she was talking. She hasn't heard the podcast, but she's seen the Netflix series, and she said it was incredible.
So, Tony, is the series a documentary or is it a drama?
There's a documentary on there as well as the series. So watch the series first, and then watch the documentary after, which is called Dirty John: The Dirty Truth.
Okay, why? I'm going to regret asking this. Why is he dirty?
It's quite unbelievable what he gets up to. He's quite horrific. He's very nasty, but he gets his comeuppance at the end. I ain't going to say nothing too much more about it. But another thing you got to watch.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. He can't hear you, Kath. Don't worry. Go on.
So, I was going to say, basically, he got the nickname when he was at university because he was a ladies' man. Right? He's very, very attractive, but he's also a git.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I love that word, git. I know that for years.
You don't hear that. Here we go. This is tonight's phone in. Words that you don't hear very often. We've got git. Let's get a table. We've got git. I'm going to throw in wally.
Yeah.
No one calls anyone a wally anymore.
Div.
But what?
Div.
A div. Yeah, we'll have div. We do div a bit, but we'll have div. Yeah, div and divvy. Yeah.
But can I just say I've got a couple of more programmes for your next. There's another programme called You.
Yeah, what's that about? Me?
This is about a head case that gets a bit obsessed with this woman.
Oh.
It's very good, very good.
Okay.
I think you'll like it.
All right, thank you, yes.
And there's another documentary as well.
Yeah.
Called, hold on a minute, I've written it down.
He's made notes. This guy's done more prep than we have.
It's gone. It's actually gone. I actually had it already
you
for
wrote it in invisible ink.
Watch, and it's
you prune.
Gone. Yeah. So, but yeah. So.
Hey, now, Tony. Let me throw something at you, right? Because you're obviously a Bruce Lee fan, okay? And I've got to say something to you that only a Bruce Lee fan would get, right?
Go for it.
The other day, I was in the car with Catherine listening to The Archers.
Yeah.
Right. And in The Archers, there's a karate teacher. And he invited a woman back to his house for a date. And she came in and she went, "Oh, that's a nice poster." And he went, "Yeah, it's Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon."
Yeah.
But my favourite film...
Way of the Dragon.
Well, hang on. The guy says, my favourite Bruce Lee film is Game of Death.
Really?
Now, listen. Exactly. No Bruce Lee fan is going to say their favourite Bruce Lee film is Game of Death.
It's terrible.
It's a lousy movie. I mean, I enjoy watching it, but it's lousy. No one. I said this to Catherine, and she kind of shrugged her shoulders. No Bruce Lee fan is ever going to say that Game of Death is their favourite Bruce Lee film. He's only in it for 9 minutes.
So the Archers have got an agricultural...
I was going to say about 10 minutes or so, but yeah, it's terrible. It's like a B movie.
Tony, shut up. Can you not hear Catherine?
No, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry.
Right, hang on a minute. I'm going to cough and Catherine's going to speak.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello there.
I was going to say...
And then you've got to say over when you finish.
All right.
Okay, because I want Tony to know when he can come in.
I was going to say, because the Archers have got an agricultural correspondent, turns out they also need a martial arts correspondent, because that was a load of old bunkum, wasn't it? Over.
It was terrible. Yeah, over. It was terrible. Over.
No, don't. You said over in the middle. Right, we're going to end it there. Tony, thank you very much for your call and your recommendations. It's appreciated. Let's go to Alan Caddick. Good evening, Alan.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Alan.
You all right?
I'm all right. I'm afraid we've broken the news of the 2 big deaths today already.
Thank you for saving me a job.
It's okay. I know how much it pains you phoning us up and telling us who's died.
Yeah, because I found out through the BBC News app on my phone.
Yeah, Luke Perry, man. Here's the thing. Keith Flint, we suspect he may have taken his own life, which is incredibly sad. I'm not a fan of the... Hang on a minute, please. Hang on a minute, Alan, shut up. I'm not a fan of the Prodigy at all, so it's one of those deaths that hasn't had such an impact on me, but we know someone who was very close to Keith Flint, so that has actually made me reconsider. And also, I think when anyone takes their own life, it's just really tragic. But here's the thing: he's kind of the same age as me. He's 14. He was 49, and then Luke Perry died, and Luke Perry's kind of the same age as me. He's 52, and you just think, my God! Now, obviously, one died because they were ill, and one died because, well, I guess they were ill, and they took their own life. But when people start going that are my age or thereabouts, man alive, it makes it real how fragile, how paper, Rizzler thin this existence is. It really is.
Definitely.
Go on, Alan.
I mean, I found out the news while I was on my way to the cinema to see that film I was talking about last week.
Gosh, you really does sound like you've got two dicks in your mouth right now. Just try again.
No, I found out about those deaths when I was on my way to the cinema. with my family.
Well, I hope it didn't ruin the movie experience.
No, I won't give a review of it.
Oh, the review of the movie. This is the film starring Marky Mark.
No, Nick Frost.
Oh, no, I keep thinking of the other one, the Instant Family. OK, right. This is the film starring The Rock.
Yeah, and Nick Frost.
Nick Frost, and is written and directed by Stephen Merchant.
That's right.
OK, well then, without any spoilers, Alan, let's hear what you got.
I felt it was a very good film. It documented the wrestling profession in a good light. It looked at the training aspects from Norwich, England, all the way to Florida, and all the way to Monday Night Raw, which is on tonight.
Well, that's a great review. And how many stars would you give it?
A 4.
Out of 75?
Out of 5. And I got another word you wouldn't hear in a while.
Go on.
Waddock.
What?
Waddock.
Raddick.
No, Waddock.
Razzock.
Wazzock.
Razor Raddock. Razor Raddock. Is that what you said? What are you saying?
Waddock.
Raddick.
As in you total Waddock.
Raddick. I've never heard of Raddick.
Waddock with a W.
Rowick. Hang on a minute. Dredge, can you understand him?
I can't, unfortunately.
Try again. Go on, Alan.
W-A-Z-Z-O-C-K.
Oh, Raddock. Okay, right. Well,
Razor Raddock.
Razor Raddock, the well-known sports star, sports person.
And I've got another one.
Yeah, go on.
Smeghead.
Okay, thanks very much for your call, Alan. I appreciate that. And
that's not very nice, is it?
It's not very nice, Dredge.
It's not clever.
We're gonna pootle along.
Pootle?
Wasn't Pootle one of the flumps?
She was,
I think.
Dave D, Pootle, Dozy.
Flump and Titch. We are pleased to have you on board, Dredge. Thank you for your call.
Thank you.
You sent me an email. You've got a new song out. Hang on a minute. Let's find this.
Hit or...
Okay. I tell you what we'll do. Matthew, don't take any calls for a second, because we're gonna take calls straight to air. What do we call it? Hit or S word? Yes word or S word? Okay.
I don't think we should do that.
No, we're doing it.
I don't think we should.
What is it? Pancake Day.
Yeah, it's a song called Pancake Day.
Okay, we're doing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this song by John Dredge and the Plinths. And, hang on, is this it? Why's my laptop is frozen? No, that's not it. Hang on.
That's not me, actually.
No, hang on. Just be quiet. Everyone be quiet. Why has this gone funny? Flipping heck, Dredge. You're such a pain in the butt. In the butt. Here we go. Right. They're going to go to the video.
That's better than what you called me last time.
Okay. Hang on a minute. I'm not quite sure what's going on with. Hang on. Here we go. Right. Okay. So we're going to play the S word or the S word, dear listener. This is your chance to shape musical history. We're going to play a song by John Dredge, regular caller,
Good evening.
And his band, the Plinths. Okay. And you're going to phone up. You're going to come straight to air. Oh, Kath, I think Matthew wants you out there. You're going to come straight to air, and you are going to say yes word or S word. Please don't actually say the S word. Cannot stress this enough. Phoning up and saying SH1.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
Word.
All right. I'm going to cut you off in a minute. I'm going to put you on hold. Saying yes word, or just don't say SH1T, because that gets me in a lot of trouble. Okay, but just for the next 2 minutes 22 seconds. It's a short song. 0344 499 1000. Yes word or S word? Is this song the yes word or is this song the S word? Dredge, do you want to give us a little bit of background, or do we just go straight into it?
Well, I thought there's lots of songs about Christmas Day, songs about birthdays. There's no song about Pancake Day, so here it is.
Okay, here it is. Yes word or S word? 0344 499 1000. We'll take your call straight to air.
There's a feeling of such magic in the air. Everyone.
Let's go to line 1. Line 1, yes word or S word?
I think it's great. Yes word.
Definitely.
Yes word.
Wow, fantastic. There's the first one. Here we go. 0344 499 1000. Yes word or S word? Line 3. Yes word or S word?
What a dreadful bag of shite.
No, I said don't swear. Don't swear. Please don't swear, guys. Line 5. Yes word or S word?
It's a yes from me.
That's 2 yeses and 1 S. Call straight to air. 0344 499 1000. Line 7. Yes word or S word?
I think this is very difficult for me to understand, so I think it is shit.
Okay, please don't swear. Please, do you understand that? Don't swear. 2 all. We've got 1 minute left. 0344 499 1000. Yes word or S word?
The sugar helps the medicine go down, golden brown. It's a time for thoughts profound.
Let's try line 8. Line 8, yes word or S word for the plinths?
I love pancakes. This has got to be a yes.
Hey, there we go. 3-2 to the yeses. Seconds left. Will we squeeze in another call?
Pancake day. Let me hear you say. Pancake day. Oh, the wonder.
Line 8, you're the last call. Yes word or S word?
S word.
You're saying S?
Yes.
Okay, thanks very much for your call. Well, there you... Oh, hang on. Well, the last one, it's decided. It's 3 all. Line 9, yes word or S word?
I absolutely love pancakes, but that's a shite.
Oh, please don't swear, guys. Please. For goodness sakes. Dredge, it was very close. It was 4-3 to the S word.
I told you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, well, you were right. Turns out, you were right for you, but for me, I consider that to be a great victory. You seem like such a sweet...
I was going to say,
15-year-old boy.
Isn't it dulcet?
Yes, it's such a sweet boy. You can take this course now. So well done, Dredge. You should be very proud of your hairless body and the noise it can make.
Well, you know Regent Street Cinema?
Yeah, I do. March the 14th, by the way. Catherine and I will be going to a screening of Slade in Flame, followed by a Q&A with Dave Hill, which we're not hosting, and we probably have to leave before that because it's on quite late.
And he does talk.
He does talk. But yeah, it's nearly sold out, apparently. There's a few tickets left. Slade in Flame, the Regent Street Cinema, March the 14th. Yes, Dredge.
But on the 24th,
yes,
they're showing XTC This Is Pop.
Are they now?
The documentary that was on Sky. I've never seen it because I can't get Sky.
Oh, I've seen it. It's good. With any extras? Any extras there?
Just XTC on film.
Okay, well,
I believe.
I'm going to cut you off now. Goodbye. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Ruby. Good evening, Ruby.
Good evening.
Good evening. Can we get... were those callers for us? No? Were they? Yes? No? Yes? No? Yes? No? Hang on a minute, Ruby. We're just...
yeah.
We're just... okay, right, fine. Back to normal calls, guys. 0344 499 1000. Yes, Ruby, how are you?
Good. I think you can hear in my voice I've perked up a bit.
Yes, there's a little bit of percolation. Here's the thing I only found it the other day. It's percolation. It's not percolation, it's percolate. The coffee percolates. What? I only found that out like about 2 weeks ago. Coffee percolates. It doesn't percolate. That doesn't sound right. Does that sound right to you, Kath?
Yeah.
Does it sound right to you, Ruby? Percolate?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of knew, Ian.
Okay.
Just you.
But percolate, though.
Mm.
No, it does...
Wasn't there a brand called Percol of coffee?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Like an automatic...
Should have been called Percule. Percule Poirot. No. Anyway, Ruby, you've percolated up a bit, which is good. How was your weekend?
On Saturday, I spent some time with the kids, my neighbour's kids I mentioned the other night.
Beautiful.
And, I did wallow a little bit, but overall I was happy. It was lovely being with them.
Yeah. It's life. Kids is life. That's the thing. And it's good. And when they're not yours as well, you can hand them back. And
after fizzing them up.
Which is great. You know, I do think kids are not everyone's cup of tea. Or everyone's cup of percolated coffee, but being around kids for a short period of time, I think, just does something for the soul.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday was pretty lousy, most of it. But
Sunday, isn't it?
I know, but at night time I was fine. I gave my room a proper clean. Yeah. Changed everything, the sheets, everything. I had a nice long shower, like really pampered myself.
Yeah.
And afterwards, I was feeling much brighter and happier. So the night time was much better than the daytime.
Hey, brilliant!
And I had a good sleep.
Well, then that's fantastic news, Ruby. Well done.
And I forgot to say thank you. Well, firstly to you and Kath for everything that you said in my last 2 phone calls, and also to the lady who called in after me on Friday. I believe she was called Star.
That was Star, I think, yes.
Yeah. And I don't mean this in a patronising way at all, but I thought it was very brave of her to share her story. And the advice that she gave afterwards, it was very inspiring. Very, very nice of her to share.
Here's the thing I'm working out. Apart from, like, maybe 4 people, we have the best listeners to this radio show. We have the best listeners, Ruby. I include you in that. We have the best people listening to this who generally, apart from 4, maybe 5, 4.5 people, want to spoil everything. Everybody else, the other 632, just want to help and share and encourage and nurture and grow and love. And that's it. That's what it's all about. So, we got good people listening.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad you've had such a positive weekend.
Yeah.
It may slip a little bit, being realistic, just to flag that up. You know, if you do slip back a little bit, don't be alarmed. That's natural. But it's great to know that you've had this extended period of sunshine, and just cling on to that, because it may last. But if it doesn't, you know that it will come again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice one, Ruby. Thanks very much for letting us know, and we'll speak to you later in the week.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye. 0344. The switchboard is empty for the first time this evening. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. The Late Night Alternative with Catherine Boyle and Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Late night conversation worth losing sleep over. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
0344 499 1000 is the phone number. So what is this? What is this cheese? Apparently it's a thing, right? The plastic squares of cheese, which, by the way, I mean, they're just so delicious. You get a packet of, what, they Dairy Lee?
You can get Dairy Lee ones, you can get very orange ones.
The packets, where but they're wrapped in those weird plastic wallets. Mm-hmm. And you just go, well, they're too small. They're too small to have one in a sandwich, so you've got to have a couple. But then you just open it and you just cane it. The most delicious thing in the world. But so there's a thing now, right, that I suspect, this is real, unlike the Momo Challenge, this is real, where you film yourself going up to either a baby or a dog, and you throw a piece of cheese, the thin squares of cheese, on its face. And we kind of stumbled across this on Friday, didn't we, by accident, in like a Twitter feed or something.
Yeah, I saw one, and then when I clicked on the feed, there were loads of them, and it was like little babies, like that couldn't speak, and dogs, and little children. There was a little girl on the on the sofa, wasn't there?
They're like toddlers, no bigger than toddlers. They're mainly babies, right?
I didn't like it.
It strikes me as being a little bit odd and a bit cruel. But can someone... first of all, if you've done this, could you... I don't know what I did. I was watching it and I didn't get the joke. I must be so old, man. But I just think throwing things in the faces of babies, not that funny.
No.
Or is it? What are we missing? If someone could phone up, please, and let us know. Don't tweet us, because we've got Twitter off. Makes the show much more dynamic, I think. So give us a call, 0344 499 1000. If someone could phone up and explain the phenomenon of chucking cheese squares in babies' faces. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know what... I mean, it's this year's Ice Bucket Challenge, isn't it? It's slightly less irritating than the tossers that do that. But... tossers, they're raising money for
yeah.
But
I don't think any money's been raised.
No,
I think this is just purely for S's and G's.
I mean, if I put cheese on your face,
I wouldn't be very happy about it.
Okay.
I mean, it's the way it's applied at high speed.
Yeah, it's that, isn't it?
Yes.
If I had one now, wouldn't that be cool? So if someone could explain it, please, 0344 499 1000, because I don't get it. I don't know where it's come from. I don't know. Is it? Where is it from? I guess is the question. Someone who might know is Rainbow George. George, are you aware of the cheese flinging phenomenon?
No, I haven't got a clue about it.
Okay, that's a shame. I really thought you might be able to give us some...
Have you ever had cheese applied to your face?
No.
Okay. Hey, I've got a question for you.
Oh, good.
What's the highest you've ever been in the company of Peter Cook? The highest. You're both just absolutely wasted.
The highest would be by the Whitestone Pond, which is the highest point in London, at the top of Heath Street.
George has got George.
And Peter used to come round to my place to get away from being high and drinking, and I mean, in Harry Thompson's biography of Peter, he describes me as being Peter's drinking partner, and I don't drink, and so Peter would come round to me to get away from all of that, and anyway, just wondering about my tapes. Any chance?
Oh God, yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna. It's been it's life, isn't it? But I've been saying that for a while. Let me. I will bring them in tomorrow, Catherine. If you remind me, I'm going to bring George's tapes in. We're going to put them in a jiffy bag, which is.
Could you copy them for yourself?
I'm. You know what? I haven't got it all. I haven't got my tape deck set up to do that, and at the moment, no is the answer. I just got a lot of stuff going on, man. So no is the answer. Sorry, and I know I've had them for ages, and that's terrible of me, and I can only apologise. That's bad.
It just amuses me that. I don't know. I thought we were going to do 7 podcasts together, and you were going to help me to tell my story. But I'm sorry that you lost interest in doing that.
Well, you know. Here's the thing. Divorce happened, a car crash happened, stuff happened, and my focus has at the moment. And I get your disappointment. I know that's what we talked about. At the moment, my aim is just on getting by and being as creatively still and doing the least amount that I can possibly do. Here's the thing, George. My desire to create and to make has just completely vanished. I've got no inspiration. I have no desire. Coming in and doing this is like which is is my favourite job in the world ever. It's like pulling teeth at the moment. I'm coming in and I'm faking it, and that's a horrible position to be in. So I just got no desire to make.
To help Rainbow George to tell his story.
Not at the moment.
It's a really good story.
It's a good story. It's a great story.
Yeah.
But not at the moment, I haven't. No, I've got no desire to make anything with anybody.
Really? desire will come, things will change.
Hopefully.
I'm sure of that.
Hopefully it will. And we've still got the stuff that we recorded with you, so hopefully it will see the light at some point. Have we still got the stuff that we recorded with him? Oh, God. Did you not? Did we put it on a computer somewhere?
I can't remember what.
It'll be on a memory card somewhere.
That wasn't
You were disappointed
any good.
with your performance.
Yeah, I was disappointed with myself. As I said at the time, it was an opportunity to say something better than I said it, and anyway, that's the way.
We're all following Jesus, the baby Jesus' script.
No, it is all a script, and you'll come to realise that one day that everything is written, and we're all actors, and we're all being directed to play whatever part it is we're playing in this mystery play, and which I'm sure has a happy ending for all of us.
Not everybody, I don't think. I'm judging from what I saw last week, but there you go. There you go. All right, George, anything else?
Anything else?
Yes, as in we finished that topic of conversation. Do you have anything else to say? Yes.
I hope we meet up again soon and have a good chat.
I'm sure we will at some point, brother.
And about life, the universe and everything.
Okay.
And was blocked from getting on another phone-in programme yesterday when I wanted to talk about the knife crime and what have you.
Well, which programme was that?
Duncan Barks.
Well, here's the thing. Not everyone... You don't have the right to go on to a phone-in show. It's a luxury. It's not a right.
It's not right, but if they're asking for people to call in and offer solutions, and you're calling in and wanting to offer a solution, then you would think that you would be allowed to speak. And to me, the solution is very simple.
Bank of a Zillion Wonders.
So, no. I mean, most of the knife crime is involved with drugs, and so just legalise all drugs, and that crime would disappear.
Well, it wouldn't disappear.
It would.
No, it wouldn't disappear, but it might help to a certain extent, but it wouldn't disappear.
I think it would disappear.
Okay. Well, then there you go. You're wrong, but there you go. Listen, I've explained to you why you don't get on other radio stations. You choose not to listen to that. What can I tell you?
No, you haven't explained. You've offered an opinion.
No, I told you exactly why you don't get on LBC. I told you a fact as to why you don't get on LBC, and you chose not to believe it.
Why don't I get on BBC? BBC?
Do you want me to say? Do you want me to say?
Radio 5. I was a guest a few times on Nicky Campbell.
How long ago was that?
Nicky Campbell.
How long ago was that?
Must have been the last time I was on with him was just after Iain passed away.
Well, how long ago was that? I don't have that date.
2000.
Right. Okay. So 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. I can tell you why you don't get on BBC London, but you won't like
I'm not talking about BBC London.
Well, you were 30 seconds ago. You were 30 seconds ago. I can tell you why you don't get on BBC London.
I do get on BBC London.
Jesus Christ! All right, George. Well, you just asked why you didn't get on, and now you don't want to know.
I'm talking about 5 Live.
That was 20 years ago. You were on there, man.
I was a guest a few times.
20 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that's quite a long time. Things change.
No, I've had a thing with.
All right. Well, listen, George. You don't want to listen, so I'm gonna move on.
It's you that don't want to listen.
Oh, piss off. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine. I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone past with a girl named Bo. But somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some of might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. I've never spent much time in school, but I taught ladies plenty. It's true, I hire my body out for pay. Hey, hey, I've gotten burned over Cheryl Teague's, blown up for Raquel Welch. But when I wind up in the hay, it's only hay. Hey, hey, I might jump an open drawbridge or Tarzan from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that makes Eastwood look so fine.
Haters gonna hate. 03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. So far we've talked about the cheese in the face. We've talked about the amazing Sally Field, singular, book, which I thoroughly recommend to everybody. It's not the frothy Hollywood bio I was expecting. Instead, it's an amazing... It's just an incredible story. I cannot rave about it enough. We talked about Frank Sidebottom. We've played Yes Word or S Word. We've talked about George and his tapes and how they're never going to get sent back. I'll send them back tomorrow. If I remember in between having my back cracked and going to see my psychiatrist. We'll see.
You'll remember, because I'll remind you.
No, exactly. Of course I will. Of course I will. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to G. Good evening, G.
Evening, boss.
Evening, G.
You're having your back cracked?
Yes.
And your sack?
No, I was in quite a serious car crash, and which someone was very seriously injured, and it's completely compacted my back, which is mild compared to what's happened to the other people involved. But I need to go and see an osteopath because I've got really bad headaches for the last 7 days. My neck is really tense, and my lower spine is killing me.
Wow. I have no words.
No, exactly. Anyway, what are you called in for?
Well, I'd just like to say, I love George. But, seriously, get a grip, man.
What about?
Just that whole sense of entitlement.
But he's not the only caller that has that sense of entitlement.
That is very true, but he's one of the main ones.
I enjoy George's calls.
Me too. I love them. It's just the fact that he comes on and he chats complete and utter tosh sometimes.
Well, hang on a minute. Let's not start. Pointing the finger, because if you're pointing the finger, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you.
I have a mirror right in front of me, and I understand this. However,
people could say that your calls are tosh.
They are. I completely agree.
Well, then get a grip.
Okay.
But that's what you're saying. That's what you're saying about him. His calls are tosh, and he should get a grip. Well, people might say the same to you. Here's the thing, man. It's easy to criticise. It's easy to criticise me. And by the way, if you don't like the show, just go away. Stop listening. There's so many people that just get all these snarky. I don't like the show anymore. I've gone off the show. Stop listening. Stop listening. As simple as that. But it's easy to criticise the other callers. Well, okay, then people phone up and do better. That
is very true. Corrected.
Well, no, and I'm not having a go, man. I'm not having a go because you phoned up. I would suggest that this call is significantly worse than George's call in terms of where it takes us and what it provides for us.
Isn't that the whole point of the show, though? It just goes wherever it goes.
But this call isn't going anywhere.
Well, it is.
Well, it is. Well, where's it gone? Where have we gone in the last 2 minutes?
Forwards, backwards, sideways.
But we're not going anywhere. We're not. And the calls don't always have to go anywhere. But this isn't. I would suggest his call was significantly better than this. And I'm not having a go. I'm just. All this is doing is making me. All this is doing is boring me and making me feel uncomfortable. Two of my least favourite feelings.
Then I apologise profusely.
But there's no need to apologise. That's just that's it. But I'm just phoning up and criticising another caller when one has less to offer than that caller, I just think is a little rum.
Okay.
But thanks for your call.
You're very welcome, boss.
There we go. 0344 499 1000. Bored and uncomfortable. Two of my least favourite feelings.
Is that back again?
Jeez, man. Jeez. I bought a new car. I'm in a very fortunate position. I got money from insurance. I got a couple of quid. So I went and bought a new car. And as I said last week, I just went and go, I'll have that one. Is it petrol? I'll have that one. And then I got it I got it today, and I bought it too soon. I wasn't in the right frame of mind. I just knew I had to get a car, and it's too big. It's too big. It's not. It's a Nissan Qashqai, a very good British car, and so it's not like a luxury. It's not like a top of the range. For me, it's a luxurious car, right? Because I wanted something that was. That would survive an impact better, is what I'm trying to say. I wanted something that was a little bit more protective of me and any passengers I might have in my car. And I don't like driving big cars. My last car was a Polo, and I don't like driving big cars. And this car is, for me, is huge. So I'm constantly checking the mirrors to make, because I don't know if I'm too close to the edge or if I'm too close to I don't know. And God, I've not even tried to park it in a, parallel park it. And it's one of those fancy ones. It's got a camera on it, so you can see where you're going. But I'm getting a dry mouth just thinking about it. It's so we'll see how we go with that. I don't know.
Do you know what? You'll get used to it.
Yeah.
I went from a tiny car to a high car. Yeah. It was the height that got me.
Yeah, high.
And it's funny how you do get used to it quite quickly. But I know what you mean.
But also, I'm just not very comfortable on the roads at the moment. And that's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. I'm getting my CDs back. The place today said, we're going to go to do you want us to get anything out of your car? And I said, yes, and I was embarrassed because my car's you see my car. It's a tip. I think there might be mice running around in there. My old car. I'm sure I saw something moving the other day. It could be a rat or a snake. I don't know. And I had to say to the police, I said, well, there are some CDs that, kind of on the floor and stuff. If you can grab it, just whatever you can grab will be great, and whatever you don't grab will be great, and it's fine, and I appreciate it. And so I have to go to the police on Wednesday to pick up my Paul McCartney and my life story CDs. I'm sure they've got so much, such better things to do with their time. But I'm not. What happened the other day is going to make me a hugely better driver because just in terms of observation and distance in front of all of that, But not that I was a bad driver before, but it does not fill me with any pleasure. And also getting a new car today, getting a new car is like it's like a nice thing. It's a treat. It's fun. It's great. I've got this. There was no pleasure in it. There was because of the reason I'm getting it. There was no pleasure in picking up this car. And I was sat in the dealership and the guy's kind of making jokes with me, and I couldn't even look at him. I was just looking at the floor going, yep, no, thanks. Do you want a coffee? No, thanks. I'll just take the car and I'll go.
You didn't want to make it an event.
No, there was no pleasure in it. There was no, what's the first CD going to be? There was, I worked out to put the radio on Radio 4, and that was it. And I drove it, and I was cacking myself the whole time I was driving it, and there was no pleasure in it. There's no fun in it. And that'll pass, these things pass, and, whenever we go through great tragedy, you don't forget about it. I think all great tragedy has some impact, but the pain of it lessens. It's like when my dad died. Oh my God, my dad's dead. I'm never going to get over it. You get over it. Of course you get over it. But there's something permanent has shifted as a result of that. Something permanent has shifted as a result of what happened last week. You know, one of the saddest things I've ever been involved in. Anyway, dear listener. Lauren, stay there. You're going to be the first call in a minute. 0344 499 1000. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
That was my Oliver Hardy.
It certainly was.
It sounds like he's straining out a poo, doesn't it? And then he drops it.
Well, I don't know what you mean, Ali.
What did you call Aunt Sally for?
I don't know what you mean, Ali.
I don't know what you mean,
Yes,
Ollie.
I did. I did it better.
No.
Well, I don't know what you mean,
Yours is
Ali.
turning into...
Got a smile when you do it, you see. I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. I'm Julia Hartley-Brewer. And this morning it's Brexit morning.
Well, I don't know what you mean, Ali.
What's the Ollie?
That's the name of the gentleman he works with. You know Fatty and Skinny?
Went to bed.
Oh, I don't know this one.
Fatty rolled over and Skinny was dead.
The one I know was Fatty and Skinny were in the bath. Fatty blew off and Skinny laughed.
All right. Well, it ended badly.
I heard that as a kid, I always imagined that they were Oliver Hardy and Stanley Laurel.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that they were Fatty and Skinny, weren't they? Isn't that what they were called in France or Japan or something? They were called Fatty and Skinny. I think it was Germany. They were called Fatty and Skinny. Were in the bath. Fatty blew off and Skinny laughed.
Oh.
Do people share baths anymore? No, I don't mean... Catherine, please, I don't mean like that.
I have a friend.
How could anybody have a bunk up in a bath? There's plugs.
Determination.
There's plugs, there's taps.
Flexibility.
I'm a tall guy, and most baths, unless it's a luxury bath, most baths I don't even fit in myself.
Yes.
So having, a partner in there would be...
You sit on your lap.
Oh, God, no!
I don't know how you get anything scrubbed, though.
Yes. Need a bigger bath. Well, listen. But one day when I win the pools, I'm going to get the bathroom ripped out,
right?
And I'm just going to turn it into a wet room. Just roll about on the floor of the wet room.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I hate wet rooms because the floors.
They always feel a bit verrucary to me.
Yeah, they do.
Like swimming baths.
Oh, so when did they get rid of the little foot pool that you'd have to walk through to go into the swimming pool?
Have they?
Yeah, well, the swimming pool we go to now, there's no foot pool. And I'm thinking, well, hang on, the leisure pool in Windsor didn't have it. You know, you have like a little trough that you'd walk in.
Yes.
I don't know what that was for. That was just so you get like foot aids or something. So you'd have a little, you'd walk in there. And I've not seen one for about 10 years. Yeah. You're supposed to have a shower before you go into this pool. I don't bother. I don't bother. I do a funny thing with my boys. My boys now that they know you're allowed to wee in the pool.
I remember you the first time you tried to encourage one of them to wee in the pool.
He stood up on the edge and pulled his trunks down.
Like the mannequin piss.
Yeah, he got his willy out. I said, no. No, what I do is I do a thing where I sort of fold my arms and hold my chin in my hand and sort of look up as though I'm thinking. And they know that I'm having a wee.
You wee in the pool?
Yes.
Wow.
Sorry?
You're... What
do you mean?
That's an outrage.
No,
Kids
it's not.
is one thing.
No, it's not.
Adults,
it's like,
I don't want to be swimming in man wee.
No. It's like... the pools are so big and there's so much chlorine in there, it's like 0.001% of the actual liquid in the pool. So it's fine, it just dissipates.
A 6'4" bloke's wee is significantly stronger and more plentiful than a small boy who you can forgive for not being able to hold it.
My youngest, every time we go swimming, I go, right, go for a poo. Don't need one.
What, in the pool?
No, before when we change, I said, go for a poo. Don't need one. Go and try. Don't need one. I said, right. This is what's going to happen. 15 minutes into this, you're going to need a poo. So go and try. And every single time, 15 minutes comes up to me, Daddy, I need to go to the toilet. Is it a wee or a poo? It's a poo. Come on then, let's go. Let's go. Told ya.
Gosh, what is it? The motion of the ocean? That
I think it's the water pressure on the old sphincter and colon.
Okay.
I think so. I'm not a scientist anymore. Thanks a lot, the Scientists' Union, for sticking up for me in that case. Good evening, Lauren.
Hello.
Hello, Lauren. What can we do for you this evening?
I was just wondering, because the other guy came on and suggested Netflix shows.
Oh, yeah.
And I recently discovered a...
Oh, turn your radio off, Lauren.
Oh, you're on loudspeaker, sorry.
Oh, my God. What? I don't even want to talk to this shameful excuse of a human being. Loudspeaker? Loudspeaker, Lauren! Go on.
On Netflix, there's a documentary about Flat Earth.
Oh, now listen, Matthew, who's answering the phones, mentioned that to me, and I've had a few people mention... What's it called?
It's called Behind the Curve.
Okay, wow.
And it's about an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
And it's good. But I spent the entire time going, how is this a thing?
Oh, God. Well, it is a thing. We have some flat earthers that listen to the show, a very delightful couple whose names escape me. I think they might like a little bit of weed.
They like a swear.
They love a good swear. But we've had flat earthers on the show. It's real, Lauren. I'm guessing, I will watch this documentary, I'm guessing... the main thread from the people I've spoken to seems to be that it's a conspiracy either by the New World Order, the Jews, or NASA. NASA takes quite a pounding. That obviously all of the photos from NASA are fake. And it's either that we're on a disc or that it's something infinite and no one's ever been beyond the ice caps because NASA doesn't want us to know what's beyond the ice caps. Yeah. Is that kind of the thrust of this?
Yeah.
Right.
The guy who they centre it on believes it's a disc with the, Game of Thrones style walls around it and a dome on top.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I've sometimes taken the argument of a flat earther because it's a fun game to play. It's a really fun game to play. And it's quite easy to poo-poo. You know, if you can... once you take NASA out of the equation and you say, well, their photos are fake, once you've done that, it's quite easy to come up with a solid-ish, slightly wobbly, a Jenga-ish kind of argument for the Earth being flat. It's a fun mental game to play. But these people are nuts, aren't they?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't want to offend anyone, but...
No, offend them. They're bonkers. These people shouldn't have the vote. They shouldn't have food. They shouldn't have oxygen. They're absolutely batshit crazy. They are. God, but yeah, we've had a few on the show with the flat earth. We went through a thing of getting them calling us up, didn't we, Kath?
Yeah, because the word got about. They talk to each other. This is the problem.
Yeah. Well, what's the joke? There are flat earthers all over the globe.
Yes.
Is the gag. All right, Lauren, I'm going to check that out, definitely. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for your call. Cheers. Oh, Lauren, hang on. You sound young, right?
Yeah.
Do you know about this flinging cheese into people's faces?
My other half showed me a video that I've...
Do you get it? Do you get it?
I don't get it, no.
Have you got any flat cheese there?
No.
Okay, I was wondering if you could throw it into the face of your other half and we could just see if it was funny by default.
No.
Have you got... Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Well, maybe just get a lump of cheddar and when he comes in, toss it in. All right, Lauren, thank you very much.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, thank you. Let us know how it goes. Film it and share it with us. Let us know how that goes. Man alive, the flat earthers are...
They're special, aren't they?
They are fun people. There was a rapper, wasn't there a rapper I was arguing with on Twitter a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago?
I mean, was he a rapper?
Well, and he was yay close to coming on, except I don't think he was. I think he was just yanking my chain, as the Americans say. And but I mean, their arguments are all pish. They're all pish.
Yeah, but it's all based on the, yeah, but how do you know? Yeah, but how do you know?
Yeah.
The other thing is the Hollow Earthers.
Oh.
People that believe that there are Nazis
We had
underground.
one of those. We had that
Yeah.
guy on. Then I felt bad for getting him on because actually it felt like punching down.
Yeah.
Didn't it? So we
Something
actually
odd going on. And we tried to get involved with. They were having a conference. There was this guy who apparently was living.
Oh yeah.
In the hollow in the.
Well, there's a whole group of peoples and Nazis. There's a whole sort of near. It's like near the Antarctic or like Alaska or something that you can. The good references are out there, guys. But no one will fund a trip, and you can go through into the earth, and these godlike creatures and Nazis live there.
And they were going to pop up for a conference, and we couldn't get hold of him.
Well, but then we did. Then they like a week before the conference, they said, "Oh yeah, you got press accreditation," but it was like in Atlanta or something. It was, and we had no way we were going to spend money going and see those idiots. I do like those idiots. What have you got, Catherine Boyle?
Oh, so many things.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number.
This is from the MIT Technology Review. I found it the other day.
That's don't tell me, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Boom. Yes.
You know, yeah, okay.
A shot of nanoparticles lets mice see in the dark.
Oh, yes, go.
Have you heard about this?
Yes, I have. This is awesome.
Okay, injected into their eyes, the particles alter infrared light to make night vision possible.
Night vision deserves a quiet night. Look into these eyes. I can hear you softly speaking on my radio.
Wish I had some cheese.
My baby's on my radio. I've written a song. Here we go. My baby's on the radio. Oh, this is great. I wish I had a guitar here.
I'm glad you don't.
But do that story in a minute, because I'm onto something here. Sorry, you can't. When John Lennon was learning meditation in Rishikesh, with the Maharishi, he would say to the Maharishi, he said, Maharishi, sometimes when I'm meditating, I get an idea for a song in my head. What should I do? Should I complete the meditation? And the Maharishi said, and I'm going to try a Maharishi impersonation. Have you heard the Maharishi speak?
No.
Oh, it's great.
Oh, it's a little bit...
Oh, well, what you need to do, John, is you are a songwriter.
This is actually a really good Maharishi.
Well, if you get an idea for a song, you must write it. The world needs it.
Let me just get a clip of the Maharishi speaking. Hang on 1 second. Maharishi speaking. That's the best voice. It's the best voice. Here we go.
Maharishi, in your commentary on the Bhagavad Gita in the 3rd chapter, it is stated,
whatever.
Whom he speaks,
whatever.
what are the mechanics?
Whatever.
It does not matter much what goes in.
Oh, he sounds a bit like Davy Jones doing a voice.
Oh.
It indicates what has been there.
He giggles a lot. He's a giggler.
What comes out
He's happy.
indicates what has been inside.
He's not wrong. So wise.
You know, the Beach Boys did a tour, I think in 68, 69. 68, I think it was. Bearing in mind, the year before, 2 years before, they had one of the biggest hit records ever, Good Vibrations, right? And then, I think that was 66, Good Vibrations, maybe 67, I think it was 66. Then in 68, they couldn't get arrested, right? And they did a tour where the opening act was the Maharishi giving a lecture for 45 minutes.
Oh.
They played a 10,000-seater arena in New York. 200 people turned up. Imagine! The Beach Boys! Oh, and I've forgotten that song now that I was writing because of you.
My baby's on the radio, it went.
No, but it was the tune.
Oh, thank goodness.
Radio, radio. My baby's on the radio, radio. My baby's on the radio, radio. Listen, my baby's on the radio. I was driving the other night when I turned off my CD. I turned on the radio to listen tonight and I heard something crazy. The voice I recognized came as such a surprise. Do you know that my radio, My baby's on the radio, radio. My baby's on the radio, radio. My baby's on the radio.
That sounds like a Cliff Richard song.
Fine, if he wants
You
it.
should sell it to him.
I had to... Oh, hang on a minute. There we go. Okay.
He would do that.
Okay. I had to pull into the BP to get some petrol. Get some petrol now. And I paid as quick as I could, 'cause I couldn't believe what I'd heard. But when I switched on the radio, she was gone. I tried to find another song. I turned to another station. Guess what I heard? Oh, guess what I heard? Radio,
Oh, no.
radio.
Seriously.
My baby's on the radio, radio. My baby's on the radio, radio. My baby's on the radio.
Is your baby Rainbow George going on programme after programme?
Then it cuts to this.
Coming up later on the radio, we'll be listening to Your Baby. We'll be playing a brand new song. But first of all, it's Your Baby. Yeah.
You have like a radio effect, like you know, you do a radio effect.
Yeah.
But it'd be like old.
Like the old days.
Coming up. Well, first of all, it's Your Baby.
Oh yeah, my baby's on radio. Oh yeah.
Why isn't his baby in bed? It's very late.
It's not a baby. It's my loved one. We'll come back to that story in a minute because I want to talk to my good friend Imran. Good evening, Imran. We'll maybe come to that story a little bit quicker than I thought. Good evening, Imran. Hello, Imran.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now. You were very close to being exterminated. Jettisoned.
Yeah, it did sound like a Dalek there for a second.
Couldn't hear you, mate. There was silence. There was absolute silence. What were you doing? Did you press mute?
I pressed mute and I was kind of composing myself. I was doing my breathing exercises.
Composing yourself? Come on, man. You don't need to compose nothing. I'm the composer here.
Well, I mean, obviously.
I've hit records, including the sound of babies on the radio.
I've listened to you guys for like months, and I've got to say that I love both of your show.
Can I ask you a question, Imran?
Yeah.
Who's your favourite out of me and Catherine? And be honest. Be brutally honest. She can take it.
To be fair, I think both of you make a really good combination. You're quite, I think, crazy, and Kath brings a lot of calm to the conversation. And
so I'm the fun one.
Really
I'm the fun one, and she's the dull one. I'm Eric Morecambe. She's Ernie Wise.
Gosh.
I'm Bobby Ball. She's Tommy Cannon.
Oh.
Well, there's a straight man and a funny man, isn't there, to every situation?
So I'm the funny man. And she's...
That's it.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Hey, it's fine. I said we could take it. It's constructive. It's constructive criticism. It's feedback. It's what we ask for. It's what we implore for and and that is what we got. So thank you, Imran. I appreciate that. Very honest.
No worries.
He's happy now. Well done. That's what he
very
wanted.
honest. Anyway, Imran, you're my favourite caller of the night. What can we do for you this evening?
So basically, I've watched a couple of things that you guys have recommended. The Bros documentary I loved.
Yes,
there was another one. My mind went blank. So the Bros one.
Yeah.
Most recently, 3 Identical Strangers.
Oh, did you enjoy that?
That was amazing.
Some film.
A really good documentary.
It's on the 4i player, 4 on demand. If you guys want to watch
it. The weekend just gone. Yeah, amazing.
Good.
It just made me want to ask you: have you seen a documentary called "Dear Zachary: A Letter to My Unborn Child"?
I've seen it. I've scrolled past it on Netflix. I think I haven't. I don't think. No, I haven't seen it. Go on. What's it about?
So it's basically about a father who makes a film for his son-to-be who's coming into his life, but then the father passes away. So then it kind of becomes kind of like a memory for the son to have. It's the father's best friend who's kind of making the documentary for the son. And it's kind of like what this friend kind of uncovers about the whole situation, about the person that the father was with, how sadistic she was. And
all right, no more spoilers. Give us no more spoilers. That sounds intense. It is on Netflix, isn't it? Am I right?
I think it's on Netflix. If not, I mean, you can get it through alternative means.
Now, Ofcom and the police, by alternative means, he means renting out on video at Blockbusters. All right, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Is renting out at Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference! Blockbuster Video.
Also, I'm amazingly obsessed with Japanese animation. I wanted to ask: have you ever seen any anime yourself?
I've only seen a couple. I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan. Over Christmas, what did I watch over Christmas? It wasn't The Howling Castle. It was.
It was the one about the bathhouse. Spirited Away.
I watched Spirited Away, and I didn't enjoy it. If I'm honest,
that's one I don't really enjoy Spirited Away much myself. Yeah.
Oh, well, give me because I like Japanese films.
Have you seen Ponyo? Ponyo.
Ponyo, yeah, I've seen Ponyo.
Ponyo's a
you
good
guys
one.
you guys are mentioning mainstream kind of Studio Ghibli movies.
Give us something off the beaten track. Then give us something obscure that we should check out.
I'll give you something that'll respect your title of alternative for the radio show.
Rand's a great caller. This guy is number one, Chief Bumlick.
This is not going to be hentai, is it?
I've seen hentai.
No hentai. No
my God! For that's Japanese anime porn. Incredible. When we went to Japan, me and my wife bought one because just not for anything. We just thought we could see.
All right, whatever. I mean,
right. And this is horrible, right? So you see them having sex, right? And you see it going in and out, and then it cuts to inside the woman, watching the penis going in and out. Literally, all we saw, we went, okay, seen enough of that. Thanks very much indeed.
Isn't it?
It's the Japanese.
They have quite an imagination.
Oh yeah.
Go on then. Go on, give us.
They exaggerate every moment of life. They exaggerate. So the one that I want to recommend to both of you or to anyone listening is an anime called Death Note. You may have heard of the live action version, but the anime version is adapted from a comic book.
Okay.
So it's a high school student. Who's sat in class one day and he's bored, and his father's a police officer, and he wants to follow in his father's footsteps, go to university and become a police officer himself. So he has an ideal of justice that he wants to put across to the world. What happens is he's staring out the window and a book falls from the sky. It's a black notebook, and he notices it falling, so he leaves the school and he picks up the notebook, and in the front of the notebook it says Death Note. So he reads the front page, and it says, whoever's name is written in this book will die after 40 seconds of writing the name.
Yeah.
So what he does is, he thinks of it as a joke. So he sits at home, he's putting the news on, and a kidnapper has basically held the school hostage. So as a joke, he's kind of written the name in there, closed the book, not expecting anything. But then 40 seconds passes, and the news reporters are flurrying around everywhere, like something's happened in there. And it turns out that the serial killer or the kidnapper has passed away.
This is in the... I'm sorry, I'm slightly confused. Is this in the Dear Zachary documentary still?
No, this is Death Note.
Oh, this is Death Note. Japanese... sorry, I just got confused. I got distracted for a second and I forgot where we were. Okay, right. Okay.
So he finds out that the notebook's working. So he then gets twisted on the power.
Don't get it twisted.
Ends up... Yeah, so he writes more and more criminals' names in there, and he believes that he's doing good by killing criminals and his own justice, and he starts believing that he's a god of a new world.
Wow!
And it gets amazing when the detective gets involved.
All right. Don't tell us no more. Tell us no more, because I might check that. I have seen, and I did enjoy. Is it called The Girl Who Fell Through Time?
Or Girl Who Leapt Through Time. I haven't seen that one, but it is very...
That's a good one. The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. And she can, sort of leap and jump through time. There's a good one. All right, listen, Imran, thank you for your call, brother. We'll speak again.
Definitely.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Matt, stay there. You'll be next. Then we're going to find out about mice that can see in the... Mice can see in the dark already?
No, it gives them night vision.
Night vision, radio, that's it, radio.
Oh, God.
My baby's on radio, oh, yes.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
I like Joss Stone. I met her when she was 16 years old and was from the Southwest. Now she's from America.
Yeah.
I met her on Loose Ends, actually. I don't know who else was on there, but when she was 16, and I remember thinking, wow, she's got an amazing voice, You see, she's doing a world tour where she's aiming to play every single country in the world. Have you seen this? It's incredible. And she played Syria last week. She went and just snuck into Syria and did it. And she's playing. I'm not sure exactly where it was in Syria, but she's playing a couple of refugee camps and things to play every country in the world. I kind of like that. I think that's kind of cool. I think it's obviously going to help her a little bit, but I think there's something. I don't know. I just think there's something about the spirit of it. The spirit of going, I'm going to play every single country in the world and going to places like Syria and stuff like that.
It feels like a bit of a mission, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I always liked her. I thought, she was a kid when she went to America, and everyone took the mickey out of her for coming back with an American accent, and who knows, maybe she got a bit big for her boots. I don't know. That was certainly the kind of impression that was given. I don't know if it was given by her, but it's certainly the impression that came across that she got a bit too big for her boots, and then that sort of career never really took off as. But I just remember that 16-year-old kid that I met in a tiny studio in Broadcasting House or wherever it was. I don't remember. I think it was Broadcasting House. Who just I think she just sang with a guitar player and just had an amazing voice and was actually very, very sweet. That's who I remember. She was also wasn't there someone who planned to murder her? Someone was going to with a. I don't want to go into details because it was grim, with a samurai sword, wasn't there?
Yeah, there were two guys, weren't there, that got done for it.
And anyone who's been through something like that, you kind of got to have respect for coming out the other side and not losing the plot completely. Yeah. No, I've got a lot of time for Joss Stone. Not necessarily my cup of tea in music, but I just think it's very easy, isn't it, to knock people. She was a kid when she went to the States and came back, It's anyways. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Matt.
Hello.
Hello, Matt. What can we do for thee this evening?
Hi. Well, I'm a long-time listener, sort of first-time caller.
Sort of first-time caller. Now, that's intriguing.
Yeah. Well, a couple of years ago, you were doing Called Straight to Air, and it was when Farmer John called up about his puppy fowls, and people ended up listing pies. So I ended up listing a couple of pies. But I've never actually spoken to you.
Oh, well, one of my favourite calls was Farmer John and his was it puppy fowls?
Puppy fowls.
And I wonder what happened to that guy. That was a great call. That. Well, listen, I'm glad you've called back in. I'm glad you've calmed down after the excitement of Farmer John. Yeah. What have you called in for tonight, Matt?
I just have a couple more cultural recommendations for you.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, yes, please, definitely. What you got?
I've got a band and a game.
Go on.
The band is Lucius. Like an indie pop band, and they've also toured as Roger Waters' backing singers.
Lucius, I'm gonna go straight to the YouTube.
Yeah, I'd go for the song "Wilder Woman."
Wilder woman, I wanna make love to you. Here we go, Lucius, Wilder woman. Okay, let's have a little listen. This is. Here we go. Let's. Hang on, I'm going to jump into the song of it. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, I like the vibe. This is a lovely vibe. Yeah. Oh,
isn't it?
Jump forward to the bouncy bit. Yes! Yes, sir! Country home from blues. Yes, sir! Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think it's. I like it because it needs a little bit of work. You got to concentrate on that. You can't just put it on. You got to concentrate. You got to work at it as a listener. And I think that everybody should work at the art that they want to enjoy. Sorry, Catherine. What's that?
I mean,
sorry.
Come on.
Excuse me. I beg your pudding. What? Baking powder? What was that face for, lady?
Could you disappear up your own fundament?
No, I didn't. What the
He did a bit.
What the fudge? No. No. Listen, if you want to enjoy stuff, you've got to work at it.
Why?
What do you think
It's supposed to be fun.
Shut up. What do you think this radio show is? Wallpaper? What do you think this radio show is? Horrid Henry? What do you think this radio show is? Bubblegum? No. It's this show. It's not bubblegum. It's like one of those meals in a box that you get delivered to your front door, and you get the ingredients, and you got to put it together and cook it yourself.
You get fed up with it within about a month.
Well, exactly. That's why our figures have dropped. Actually,
Right,
but
okay.
you've got to put the effort in. Otherwise, there's no point.
There's no point.
There's no point. There's no point. My Baby's on the Radio. Which I think we should change the name of the show to My Baby's on the Radio. I'll speak to the boss tomorrow. Okay, Matt, that's that band whose name I've forgotten. They are
Lucius.
Okay.
Lucius.
They are locked and loaded. Okay, what else have we got?
Excellent. A game, I think it's only on the Nintendo Switch, and you have to have the Nintendo Switch online subscription.
Okay.
But it's free if you've got that, and it's called Tetris 99. It's a battle royale game with 99 people all playing Tetris against each other.
How does that work?
So in Tetris, now when you clear a line, that line disappears.
Yeah.
In this, you send the lines to other people and add it on the bottom.
Like bubble.
Something like that, yeah.
You've never played. You don't know what I'm talking about with Bubble, do you? You've played Bubble.
Yeah, I've played Bubble.
But it's like two-player. It's like two-player Tetris, but when you clear like a colour, it gets sent to the other player. But this is with 99 people.
Yeah.
Sounds like mayhem.
That's insanity.
Yeah, and it just gets faster and faster.
Oh my!
It's really fun and really addictive.
Well, when I met Alexei Pajitnov, the guy that invented Tetris, in his office in Microsoft in 2000, I bet he never dreamt this would come to play. Have you seen Sextris?
No.
Okay, well, you just Google it.
I will.
you Google it. It's basically people humping in different positions.
Oh.
Anyway. Anything else, Matt? Or I mean, those two are excellent. You don't need anything else after that.
I was also going to say sorry to Dredge, who claimed that he'd written the first Pancake Day song, but Alex Horn had a song about Pancake Day in his podcast, and I'd also recommend that. Alex Horn's Horn section.
Alex Horn, I'm a big fan of Alex Horn. I did a show with him ages ago, and I love him. Well, Dredge is going to be on Paul Ross's show talking about that Pancake song. Paul Ross, you might want to consider pulling Dredge off now, because he's lies. He's being Colonel Tom Parker. He's been a carny huckster. There is another song about Pancake Day out there, so you might want to get Alex Horn on and pull Dredge off hard and fast if you can. Thank you for that, Matt. That's appreciated. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to Simon. Good evening, Simon.
Good evening.
It's very noisy, so let's get to the meat and two veg.
I'm just pulling over. 1 second.
Okay, well, we're a little bit busy. We're doing a radio show here. Catherine, what is... I'm busy, mate. I can't... What have you got?
So the nanoparticles stick to the eye's retinal cells.
But mice can see in the dark anyway.
Convert light into electric signals. I mean, you want to tell MIT this, because obviously they're wasting their time.
Well, animals can see in the dark. That's why mice...
They turned infrared light, which mice cannot see.
When do mice come out? At night time.
When they're jolly good and ready,
At
like
night
everybody
time.
else.
They come out at night time. They see in the dark.
If you would just give me a second.
I'll give you 60.
They turned infrared light, which mice can't see, into green light, which they can, right? So... They say we still haven't worked out how to get mice to talk, so to check to see whether the nanoparticles worked as expected, the team shined infrared lights into their eyes. The pupils of mice given the injection contracted, whereas the control group's pupils did not. In another test, the mice were allowed to roam about in two chambers, one dark and one lit with infrared. The ones that had received the injection spent more time in the dark area, indicating that they found the infrared chamber too bright.
Oh dear, I mean, we don't know that for sure. These guys... What is this? It's like a school project? What is this? It sounds awful.
It's a very, very well-respected university.
What are they saying? Why don't they...
Would it work in humans?
Inject me.
The team...
Go and inject me now.
From
I'll
the
do it.
University of Science and Technology of China believed it will. It could potentially fix red colour blindness, for example.
Here's the thing. They've tested it on people in China. They have. You know that they've had a baby, as a Chinese baby, that's been genetically modified. You know that?
Mm.
That it has.
Is it on the radio?
They have. Okay, I'm going to give you that. Actually, that was very. I'm going to give you that. That was good. It's been genetically modified. Its parents had AIDS.
Yeah.
And they took the AIDS out of the baby's genes, and it's been born. Now, they took AIDS out. What did they put in?
Spidey senses.
Something. So they will have tested this on a Chinese baby.
They've filed a patent for their work, which they reckon could lead to both civilian and military applications. Whether someone would volunteer for a
super soldier
altering eye injection rather than just opting for night vision goggles remains to be seen.
I'll do it. The worst thing that can happen is what happened to those lads that swelled up.
The very worst.
That swelled up. Remember the lads that swelled up? I think they're all dead now. The ones that they called them the Elephant Men, which I thought was young, but they swelled up. Do you remember that?
I don't think they all died, did they?
I think they've died like about 10 years after. Yeah, they all got very ill. That's the worst that could happen. But if you promise my family $1 million, yeah, sure, go on, give me.
I don't think we want to weaponise you like that.
Give me night vision. Give me night vision eyes. Do it. I'll do it. I'll go to China. Is it in China? I'll go to China and do it. I've not got a problem with that, because I think that science is the most important thing that we have in this world, and that we need to keep pushing forward and pushing forward. And I just think that sometimes the rules, ethics, the laws.
They'll probably want someone a bit younger.
Well, okay, but I think the laws and morals. Just get in the way of progress, and that's one thing the Chinese don't have: laws or morals. So respect to them. So Americans are doing it on mice. Chinese done it on a person, on a baby. Okay, 0344. Come on, 0344 499 1000 is the phone number. Another hour of scientific debate on the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Catherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
No one ever asked for our opinion. No
search has been inconclusive. We cannot find where the Reynolds girls are. They had two songs. Second one failed to chart, then they were dropped. They couldn't be located in 2012 for a Stock Aitken and Waterman reunion gig. And I just Googled... How do you say that? Aisling?
Aisling, yeah.
Aisling. Aisling.
Aisling.
Aisling. Aisling.
You're saying ing.
Yeah, Aisling. Aisling. Aisling Reynolds.
I wouldn't pronounce the G.
I'm not pronouncing the G, I'm pronouncing Aisling. If I was pronouncing the G, it would be Aisling. Like lamb. Aisling Reynolds. I just typed her into Facebook and I couldn't find... I found 3 Aisling Reynolds.
Maybe she got married.
Okay, well, that's a little bit selfish. All the fans will be disappointed with that news.
It's been a while.
Here's my promise to you guys. We're going to get the Reynolds girls on this show. We're going to get them to reunite. We're going to get Aisling Reynolds and her sister, the other Reynolds girl, and we're going to reunite them on this show. That's what that's what the listeners want. That's what my fans want. My fans, Reynolds girls.
Your fans though are a bit.
Yeah, I know. They are a little bit. Should we find that Rami Malek? I'm not doing it deliberately. I don't know. Rami Malek. What? Sorry? I don't know
what's happening here.
I don't know what's going on there. Stop. Oh, how do I stop that? Stop. Rami Malek favourite things.
Right.
This was doing the rounds. Here we go. Rami Malek listing his favourite things.
Excellent.
Okay, let's see what this is.
I'm a fan of Freddie Mercury and Queen. I'm a fan of my mom. She's got my back.
He's American.
Oh.
He's American. Now, well, no, in that case, I retract everything I said last week. He deserves that Oscar.
Because he didn't sound like an American.
No, he sounded, Zimbabwean?
Wasn't he from Zaire?
Zanzibar. Zanzibarian?
Wasn't it?
Yep. But look at his face. Look at the face, is the way he's doing it as well. This is like... And at the end, you expect him to pull a gun out and go, and I like killing.
I'm a fan of Freddie Mercury and Queen. I'm a fan of my mom.
He's acting there, isn't he? He's rehearsed this.
Yeah,
he's written this.
That acty head thing.
I'm a fan of my mom. I'm a fan of cheeseburgers. I'm a fan of the United States of America. I'm a fan of truth. I'm a fan of video games. I'm a fan of love.
Dear God.
I'm a fan of killing.
Come on, let's see what else he's a fan of, because I'm
She's got my back.
curious.
I'm a fan of chamomile tea.
Chamomile tea.
Oh, that explains why he's so chilled out.
I'm a fan of chamomile tea. I'm a fan of my mom. She's got my back. I'm a fan of chamomile tea.
Go on.
I'm a fan of handwritten letters.
Oh, I thought he was going to say something else.
I'm a fan of handwritten letters.
I was going to say hand relief.
I'm a fan of hand relief. Definitely more than oral. But I'm a fan of oral, too. My mom's got my back.
Oh, no. Don't bring this mum into it.
I'm a fan of classic movies.
Like what?
Like Bohemian Rhapsody. It's a classic movie, Oscar-winning movie. I'm also a fan of Enter the Dragon.
Going a bit Jack Nicholson now.
Although my favourite Bruce Lee movie is Game of Death.
I'm a fan of looking sharp, regardless of the occasion.
Okay, Mr. Purple.
Okay, yes. All right, we'll let that one slide. That one's sliding.
I'm a fan of random encounters.
Oh, you dirty devil!
Boy! I'm a fan of glory holes. What if a random encounter? It was the guy had a gun. Well, he'd have a gun because he says, we know at the end, I'm a fan of killing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a fan of traveling by train. I'm a fan of equal opportunities for all.
Oh! Well, hang on. You don't need to say for all. That's tautology. He's a fan of tautology.
But what's interesting is he looks at the camera for that because he knows he's getting the brownie points. He means he's a fan of equal opportunities for all. He's just emphasising.
Well, equal opportunities.
For all. For all. Because some people are into equal opportunities, but not for some.
Well, they're not equal opportunities,
but for all, but not for some. God. He's a fan of equal opportunities for all. I'm a fan of equal opportunities for all.
He's very, I'm going to say it, smug.
Mate, he's just won an Oscar for a film that was pony. Of course he's going to be smug. He's realised it's all a con and he can get away with murder.
Of which more?
I'm a fan of mischief. I'm a fan of being exactly who I want to be.
Freddie Mercury.
I'm a fan of me, Rami Malek. I'm going to blow your head off now. Let's have it all in one go, because this is going to be my new ringtone.
I'm a fan of Freddie Mercury and Queen. I'm a fan of my mom.
What's your favourite Queen album? Queen's
Greatest Hits. CD1.
She's got my back. I'm a fan of chamomile tea.
I'm a fan of chamomile tea.
I thought we were going to listen to it all the way through, but you have to take him apart again.
Chamomile tea. What the hell is chamomile tea? They don't even say that in America. They say chamomile, don't they?
Do they?
Chamois. Chamois. Chamomile.
And?
Chamomile.
No.
Chamomile. I'm a fan of chamomile tea. Freudian slip there, buddy.
The most boring of teas.
I mean, it's supposed to chill you out, doesn't it? It makes you fall asleep because it's so dull.
I'm a fan of handwritten letters. I'm a fan of classic movies. I'm a fan of looking sharp, regardless of the occasion.
Okay, right. Now,
this is filmed in portrait, by the way, guys.
I know. This is a man who's been dipped in glue and rolled through Burton's.
It's like a felt jacket, isn't it? It's like when you get you're 14 and you get a jacket, your first jacket. But it's like felt.
Yes.
I'm a fan of random encounters
with jackets.
I'm a fan of traveling by train. I'm a fan of equal opportunities for all.
Any hole's a goal.
Oh my God.
I'm a fan of randomly inserting in any hole. I'm a fan of chamomile tea.
I'm a fan of mischief. I'm a fan of being exactly who I want to be.
Is that an advert for something?
I don't know what it's for. It was doing the rounds on Twitter.
He seems to need a strapline like, be whoever you want to be. Fancy dress, party shop.
There's only one comment on this video, right? This is someone's relisted this, right? So I don't know where the original thing is. And the comment is, since he make Freddy, he make the mouth thing. Since he make Freddy, he make the mouth thing.
Have you ever made the mouth thing?
I'm a fan of chamomile tea. Oh, Diana, stay there. We'll come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000. What do you think Rami Malek's a fan of? Give us a call now and you will get through. This is Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
I'm a fan of chamomile tea. Idiot. Not an idiot. He's an Oscar. He's one of the greatest actors in the world. Let's never forget that.
I wasn't a fan of blinking in that video.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. A lot of stories I'm keen to dive into. Really keen to dive in. By the way, this is, and I may have got this wrong, right? I may have got this wrong, but the front page is filled with the pictures of two people that were stabbed to death. Yusuf Mackey and Jodie Chesney. Okay, young people, both 17. Okay, it's on the front pages of all the papers. Okay, no, apart from the Sun, the Mirror and the Mail. Right. What do you notice about them?
Yeah, I know.
They're white.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have remembered this wrong. Guys. I don't know. But I don't remember there being full front page spreads when it was black kids. No. I may be wrong. And it's horrendous what's going on with knives. It's horrendous. And as a dad of young boys, you have children, and I've got a niece and a nephew that live in London, and they're teenagers, and it scares the hell out of me, man. It scares the hell out of me, because some of it seems to be gang related, some of it seems to be premeditated, some of it seems to be completely random, right? And it's too often you turn on the radio, particularly on the way home, and listen to the news. You don't really listen to the news when we hear it go, another kid's been stabbed, another kid, or another young person, or another person has been stabbed. So there's a lot of it going on. I don't remember it being front page news when it was black.
No,
black
I mean,
kids.
This was last week. There was a stabbing in Enfield. Dominic Alexander, 25.
So listen, and I'm not in any way want to demean Yusuf Mackey or Jodie Chesney and their family. Not in any way. Not in any way is it a criticism of them. Not in any way is it meant to be an attack. I feel I have to say this because some people will get the wrong end of the stick. Not in any way is it meant to demean or take away from the incredible loss their families are going through at all. Of course, they have nothing but my sympathies. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. It's just kind of moving to the side of that a little bit. Why haven't we had any of the black people on the front pages of the newspaper? Is it because, well, a lot of these decisions are made on what will sell newspapers. And so I guess the thought that you have to follow through to is that a black kid that's been stabbed on the front page of a newspaper isn't going to sell as many newspapers, is it? I mean, I feel horrible even expressing that might be someone's thinking out loud. I just can't think. It just strikes me as a sign of actually Britain's still pretty racist, still pretty screwed up. And if you ever questioned, the whole Black Lives Matter campaign, well, that's evidence of it, isn't it? That it's only now will we take it serious. Some white kids have been murdered. Well, we need to take this seriously then. When it was, a load of black kids, okay. If I've got that wrong, if there has been a front page, a full front page of a black kid that's been murdered, please do let me know. I would be happy, I would be relieved to stand corrected on this. I'd be relieved to know that I've got this one wrong, because this is not a particularly nice thought to be carrying around, that racist Britain. That's what it feels like. I don't know. I mean, I have nothing more to say on it than that just struck me as really odd. And sympathies go to all of the families that have been affected. I just think sometimes when it's this horrible phrase, I don't think I've ever said out loud, but I'm going to say it, black on black crime, as though somehow, well, that's black on black crime, so we're just going to push that over here. Now, to the real crime, it just feels like...
Still someone's son that got murdered.
Yeah. No, it was a black guy that killed another black guy, so it's fine. That's slightly different. These are white kids. I don't know. I'm trying to tread as sensitively around that as I can, and I've probably steamed in there with DM, so apologies if anyone was upset or offended. It makes me feel very, very uncomfortable. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Let's go to Diana. Good evening, Diana.
Good evening, Ian and Kath.
Hey.
Good evening, Diana. What have you got for us tonight on this Monday night, Tuesday morning?
Well, first of all, I'm glad that you're okay, because I heard the news last week and...
Thank you very much.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
And thank you very much for that marvellous interview with Nick Jones.
Oh, wasn't it brilliant?
And you were very good, because obviously he's forgetful and, you know what I mean. And
well, I work with Catherine, so I'm kind of used to it.
Outraged.
I am kind of used to it. Well, this, for those who missed it, Nick Jones, we played out the interview last week, and it's out as a podcast. I thoroughly recommend it. It's really charming, sort of 45 minutes, hour in the company of Nick and his wife Julia, and it was just funny because she said, "Look, I'm gonna go and sit in the kitchen while you do this because I don't want to get in the way." And then she obviously heard him talking nonsense, and came in and just started shaking her head. I said, "Go on then, Julia, you give us the facts. We'll get Nick's colourful interpretation, and you give us the facts." But it's just a lovely, lovely couple, and I've been emailing Julia a lot, and she gave me a toy for the cats. She gave me a toy for the cats because her cat wasn't into it right. It's this sort of white little plastic box, okay, and you turn it on, and inside the box it spins around, and it's got a fox's tail attached to it. So this tail will randomly just flip out of the box and then waggle about a bit, then go back in the box and then come out and waggle about and then stop. And then waggle about. And my cats have been going... Well, one of them, Mucky, got a bit bored of it, a bit scared of it, I think. But Lucky was going nuts with it. Absolutely nuts.
Well, his wife was very good as well, because obviously he gets confused, doesn't he? And,
yeah.
And you were also very good because you were making a couple of jokes about the milk and whatever.
Well, the cat. Was it in the interview where his cat is drinking the milk?
Yeah,
that was in there. Was it? We'd started at that point, had we? Yeah, we had a tray with some milk in a jug, and the cat was digging in. Milk is bad for cats. But we used to give... No, it is. It's bad for cats. It's too fatty for them. But we used to give cats milk all the time in the 70s and 80s.
Well, yeah, that's what I would have thought. So.
Yeah.
And also, doesn't he look like his son?
Oh, God, they're identical. Big nose and big, thick, bushy eyebrows. They're identical. It's incredible.
And it was nice that you finished the show with that lovely song.
Which one did we finish with? Canada I.O.?
Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah, that's a great song. Man.
Very, very, very nice and interview, and you were very gentle as well. And you couldn't do.
I roughed them up afterwards. After we'd finished, I tied them up and I stole their jewels. Stole their jewels. I didn't. After we finished, he spent 2.5-3 hours teaching me go, and they cooked me dinner. You know, it was just the best day. It was the best day.
All we've got at the moment is just bad news. It's just one thing after another.
Well, I've got some bad news. Kath is leaving the show. No, she's not.
And I think you were cheerful and you enjoyed it as well.
Oh, I loved it. I had a great time. They absolutely loved it. I think I've made friends for life with those guys.
And you'd never heard of him, had you, until you heard that documentary?
No, I hadn't heard of him until about 6 months ago, and I was driving home and heard a brilliant programme about him. I thought, ooh, this guy sounds right up my street. And it did. It was great. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Diana.
I really did. I was looking forward to that, so well done.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you very much, Diane. Anything else? Cheers, tutty bye. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Don't forget, I keep meaning to try and push the podcasts a bit more. I don't know what the stats are anymore. We stopped asking, but we do a best of podcast every day. And if we have a guest like Nick Jones or Stephen Tobolowsky, that goes up as an extra podcast. Acast, iTunes, your usual podcast provider. I use Podcatcher. I use Castbox. Castbox is what I use now for mine. You just type in Iain Lee Late Night Alternative, and you'll get you'll get it whenever a new one comes. Don't forget as well, of course, we do the Rabbit Hole podcast. Normally one a week, although it's been a little bit irregular recently. But we've got some live shows coming up. That's what the live shows are mainly, is we go and record a podcast. So Acast, iTunes, subscribe and share, as the Americans would say.
The show was downloaded 1.7 million times from January to December 18.
Shit, really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Last year, 1.7 million?
Mm-hmm. I know.
And we get 50 pence for every single one, right?
I don't think I've signed anything.
Gee, we got 1.7 million downloads last year.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Remember that guy wanted us to...
That's from that guy.
Is he
He's entering us for the British Podcast Awards.
Oh, blimey. There's a guy who wanted us to either do one podcast a week.
Yeah.
We wanted us to do one podcast a week, or maybe even drop the podcast altogether. I can't remember the argument that we had.
It was tense.
It was tense. It was tense. me and
He
Kath
seems
and
to be
this
on
guy.
board now.
1.7. Wow. Well, I'm thrilled with that. I'm absolutely thrilled. Well, thank you, everybody. I don't need to plug it. That's enough. Don't need any more. Thank you, everyone who downloads it. That is appreciated, and thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Oh, here we go. Look at the... Oh. Right, OK. Naked thrill seekers whoop with delight as they set a roller coaster world record.
Oh, no.
The 195 naturists and volunteers stripped off on the Grand National Ride at Blackpool's Pleasure Beach theme park. They shrugged off temperatures of just 10 C as they set a new record for most naked people on a roller coaster. I'll show you the picture of them. It's funny, man. The cheeky stunt, part of British Naturism's annual trip to Blackpool, broke the record of 102 nudes on a ride set in Southend, Essex in 2010. So you see, you got a picture of the ride here. They're all blokes, apart from one woman right at the front. I mean, and they're all as you'd imagine nudists to look.
She's going to feel it when she goes upside down.
Isn't she?
Oh, no, they don't go upside down.
Oh,
on
okay.
that.
Oh, because she get black eyes.
Well,
she would with them.
It's not one of those ones where you have to strap in, so to speak, is it? It's a proper old-fashioned...
Oh, in that case.
Yeah.
In that case. I mean it's...
Still, I mean...
It's outrageous. It's outrageous.
I wonder why they've put her at the front.
The rest of it is all just blokes. It's all blokes. 0344 499 1000. Not every daughter would be thrilled if their dad filled his house with a harem of glamorous life-size female dolls. But Rhiannon Bevan says it warms her heart to see her dad so happy.
Oh.
And there's a picture of her dad, Dean, with Sarah, Helena, Monique, Sophia, Shuri and Athena. Just hanging out. Her double-divorced dad, Dean, 58, buys his 12 pals bras, celebrates their birthdays.
Yeah, I wonder how.
Does their makeup.
Yep.
Dresses them. And shares a bed with one. Rhiannon, 20, was shocked when he started his collection after giving up real women 3 years ago. He gave them up, did he? But she now understands it keeps him from feeling lonely. OK. Since he retired from his job as an NHS mental health nurse.
Oh, my God.
Rhiannon, when home from her journalism course at Essex University, even helps with the dolls' makeup and choosing their clothes. Speaking exclusively to The Sun, she says, I'm not going to pretend this is normal. It's bonkers. But as I see it, it's innocent fun.
Is it?
When I pop round, dolly girl Monique is wearing slippers in this, is sprawled on the sofa watching TV.
Watching TV.
In the kitchen, Athena is making a cup of tea. And upstairs, blonde bombshell Sarah is reading a book in bed. Domestic bliss. Sipping a cuppa while... this is written by Georgette Cully, by the way, and good work, Georgette. This is great. Sipping a cuppa while patting Monique's thigh, Dean insists he has never been happier than with his fairly low-maintenance friends. He says, some people might think it's creepy, but I'm happy and not hurting anyone. When my first doll, Sarah, turned up, I stopped seeing her as an it within hours. My brain says this is stupid. They are plastic and metal, but they've developed into something else, and I feel protective. His 3-bed semi in Ipswich is a shrine to his big-busted, teeny-waisted mates. Dean has spent thousands of pounds from his NHS pension on them, and he even has a further 4 heads upstairs, including a pointy-eared Vulcan which he plans to dress in a Star Trek uniform. He often takes his dolls apart to swap heads and bodies and says, I asked their permission.
Gosh. But his draining board's interesting.
He spends at least £1,400 a time buying his dolls from a Chinese firm, but says, I can afford it. My house is mortgage-free. I live off my NHS pension. He says, my neighbours say... Dean is talk of the Ipswich, and neighbours have even met his ladies. He says, I say, look, you'll see me carrying what looks like a dead body. I should explain, I haven't murdered anyone. My neighbours were interested, so I invited them in to meet the dolls.
Gosh.
Now, it doesn't say that he's having it off with them. Dean's son Zachary, 17, is not as understanding, and the dolls have to be hidden away if he comes to stay. Here we go. Yet Dean says... dolls, not just sexual. Right. Yet Dean says, my kids have left home, and if I was a psychologist looking at me, I'd say, you're creating a synthetic family. There's truth in that, but my go-to answer is, it's fun. I like chamomile tea. Dean has learned how to do the dolls' makeup and style them by watching YouTube tutorials. He says, as most of them are size 4 with huge breasts, I find a lot of clothes in the reduced section as they're not common sizes. I get clothes from Primark or eBay and bras from Curvy Kate, which caters for small backs and big breasts. I want to erode this perception dolls are just sexual weird things. If I just wanted a doll for sex, I wouldn't need so many. But he is having sex with them. And his daughter's touching them.
Ugh, sitting on the sofa.
Oh, dear. Dean worries about what will happen to his ladies when he dies, but he has a plan. He says, burn me, put me in a vase and pop me in a little room with Sarah, or have me stuffed and put with the girls. Oh, God, oh, God. As I go to leave, he shows me a photo of Sarah in a bridal dress with wedding ring. He also wears what looks like a wedding band, but insists, I'm not married to her. I've been married twice and don't intend to marry again. But if they make a doll like the robot Gemma Chan from Humans, I would reconsider.
Oh, my God. Well, here's something.
Go on.
Notorious sex robot Harmony is now being shipped to hundreds of customers.
We interviewed Harmony, didn't we? Was it Harmony?
No, Samantha.
Samantha we interviewed. OK, sorry.
Fears of a sex bot addiction grow. The AI-powered love droid, which has a saucy Scottish accent and privates that self-lubricate.
Oh, I'd like to blow you now, sir.
Oh.
Sorry?
I'm in family mode. I'll tell you a wee story.
I'll tell you a wee story.
If you hold my hand, I'll get randy. It's been in development for years, but it's finally ready to meet its randy owners.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
The Sexbot is built by a team called...
Sexbot, you're a sexbot.
Realbotics, which is a subdivision of Real Doll, a Californian company that makes inanimate love dolls. But Harmony is a lifelike robotic head that attaches onto silicon bodies and can talk to you, crack jokes, and even recall facts from previous conversations. Harmony first hit headlines back in 2016, sparking a wave of pre-orders from horny Sexbot fans.
I'm an HSBF, horny Sexbot fan.
And now Realbotics has confirmed to The Sun that deliveries of those orders are now going out to customers. Whoa. Horny. We have started to ship the first pre-order units of our robots to our customers, said Dirty Pervert Driel Lindroth. Wow. Realbotics AI chief speaking to The Sun. Our first lot of robot heads has around 350 units, he added. You can pair them with high-tech bodies that offer internal heating, self-lubricating genitals and even touch sensors. And the heads are still a work in progress too. The second lot will add some new features to the head, like cameras in the eyes for face and object recognition, touch sensors in the face, embedded speakers,
so romantic,
and more facial expressions.
What's wrong with just wearing a glove?
$10,000 for the head, which can be attached to regular silicon love doll bodies. The mechanical head is powered by a smartphone app that's loaded with artificial intelligence software.
Oh, loaded with it!
I would just sit and talk to her for half an hour every night when I came back from work, sex doll tester Brick Dollbanger previously told us. We've heard of him before.
Brick Dollbanger?
Yes.
I mean, gosh, it's just like, being called Tony Cow and you're a butcher. Brick Dollbanger.
Brick Dollbanger. She's learning AI.
Tony Cow was the first name I could come up with that would fit with the job. Tony Cow. That's the best. That's the best I could do.
Should have been Rick Berger.
Thank you very much indeed.
She's a learning.
Stephen Sausage.
She is.
For either job.
Charlie Chop.
Again, for either job.
She's a learning AI, not just a chatbot. Our conversations become more fluid, more comfortable. She's even remembering things we talked about previously.
No, they don't. They're rubbish.
I missed her terribly, he added, forlorn, that Harmony had been returned to Realbotics HQ for further work. Look how they're all standing, though.
God, they're so... I mean, could their legs get any wider in just a natural standing pose?
They come in a Y-shaped box.
Do they?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Harmony robot is powered by a smartphone app that contains an AI. Anyone can download it right now and start building a relationship with your
What if your lover
new
gets hacked?
God, I mean, stay at this. He added that Harmony would soon be able to deliver a truly mind-blowing experience when it comes to intimacy.
There we go. Here's the thing. If I were to go onto Pornhub now, I bet there's pornos with those young ladies in. I bet there is. Oh, weird world we live in.
Experts recently expressed concern that the rising popularity of sex robots risk turning Japanese people into an endangered species.
Oh, the population's dropping.
Yeah, that's what they said. Rising sex doll ownership, declining birth rates.
There you go. That's Japan for you.
The Sun recently exposed a creepy sex robot swapping forum where owners trade their bruised, battered dolls with each other.
So romantic. 03444991000. Simon and Giselle, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. This is the Late Night Alternative, weeknights from 10 with Iain and Kath on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
Thank you. 03444991000 is the telephone number. Paul Ross is on in about 18 minutes or so, thereabouts. Let's go to Simon. Good evening, Simon.
Hello, sorry about earlier.
That's all right, Simon. We're a young, thrusting show, and we haven't got time to fanny about. Anyway,
no, I understand.
Literally, the whole show is fannying about. There's 3 hours of fannying about every single night. Never mind. What you got for us?
Right, I've got a thing for you right now.
Yes.
I do a lot of box sets.
Yes.
And I'm getting myself into one the last few days, which I think is absolutely phenomenal.
Dun, 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 dun.
And that is... and that is Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I watched a few of them.
Buscemi? Buscemi?
Yeah.
I heard it peters out.
Yeah, I kind of lost interest in it.
It peters out, as they all do, which is why I will never, ever again watch another American drama series, because they always peter out.
But let me tell you about one of the reasons I'm loving it.
Okay.
Because I told you, I think it was last week I told you, I'm not really that into music. I know what I like, and I'm not a music fanatic.
Okay.
But I'm absolutely loving the 1920s music.
Oh, I think we found his little niche.
Yes, and the way that all the songs seem to tell a story in the song, you know, and and the sound and but what do you call that genre of music?
1920s.
Oh, that is.
Well, I don't know what it is. Is it big band? Is it jazz? Is it what? What is it? What is it? What is it? Is it bebop? Is it Dixie?
What is it? It's not Charleston, is it? That's a
dance. That's a song. That's a song.
Right. Oh, is it?
Charleston is a song and dance from that era, I guess.
Along with the Black Bottom.
Oh.
Yes.
I don't know. Having not heard the music, I don't know, but it probably swing, jazz.
It's pretty generic for that era, but I mean, it's not something I've not heard before. I couldn't name you a single song, mind you.
Okay.
But it's just, there's a lot of music gets played in it, and it's actually really good.
Go and buy a CD.
This is why I'm ringing. Can you buy that music?
Oh, I bet you can buy the Boardwalk Empire soundtrack.
Oh, that's a good point.
Kath, Amazon. Let's do this for our listeners. This is the service we provide. We are excellent services. We get
you buying me as well?
No, get stuffed.
Yeah, you can buy it.
How much is it? Bet you can get one for a penny.
Boardwalk Empire audio CD, £15.14.
I bet there's another option. Give me the second-hand option. Come on. Come on. £2.58.
No, they're all quite pricey, actually.
Unlucky, mate. Well, it's old.
Quality.
It's 100 years old today, that music, so just deal with it.
I'll tell you what.
Yep.
I'll do you a deal. If you buy it for me, I'll pick it up when I come to the rabbit hole.
Yeah, absolutely not a problem, mate. Never going to happen, you weirdo. Good evening, Giselle.
Hello.
Hello, Giselle.
Hiya.
What have you got for us on this holiest of Tuesday mornings?
I was wondering if you had any recommendations for web cameras to view animals when you're not in your property, or front door security cameras, because I don't know exactly what's legal with
Well, the
that.
camera that I've got in my house is... Because I've got Hive. When I got a new boiler, they installed Hive. So I got a Hive camera, which is actually quite expensive. And I'll be honest, I don't use it now because the cats go all over the house. It was when they were locked in one room. But you need the Hive setup. So I don't know. But there are significantly cheaper ones. I did have a little look around. There are significantly cheaper ones, and you can get it, like, streamed to your telephone. But I don't know the names of them.
Yeah, I mean, you can get
names of them.
There's something for like door security called a Ring doorbell, which is
we had Ring in Windsor, but I could never get it to work on my phone. Our Wi-Fi wasn't great there, but every time it rang, it comes up on your phone, ding ding. You're supposed to look at it and you can see someone and then you can talk to them, but my phone would never connect. And then also you got to take it down and charge it up, so it means for a while you haven't got your doorbell up. So and then I looked at getting an external webcam put round the side of the house, and it's just it's a faff. Don't just get a door. Here's the thing, I bought a doorbell. But doorbell, I was thinking, oh God, it's going to be a nightmare to fit, and you've got to put the cables and you don't now. You just literally stick a doorbell on the front, and then you plug a box in.
Yeah.
And it does it. Mm-hmm. Before you used to have to do wires through the door and then put the box up there and put back. No, you stick it on, little sticky pad, stick it on, plug it in. You've got a doorbell. It's brilliant.
Things must have changed.
Things have changed. But so why do you want why do you want a webcam? What's the deal? What's going on?
Okay, so for indoors, it's just because I live in a ground floor flat, so I don't have a cat flap, and if something was to happen while I was out, I would want to just check that the animals had, if I needed to be back to allow them access outside.
Yeah.
More seriously, or more frequently, in terms of front door security, is because I have a neighbour who's a massive dick, and
wasn't expecting that.
He's caused me to have some PTSD because he was exhibiting what they call public order offence misbehaviour, and consequently, police got involved. I didn't wish to kind of press criminal charges against him, but because I would prefer that he had help with his issues.
Yeah.
But consequently, it makes me, every time I hear, now noises that are perhaps kind of classically conditioned to make me jump anyway. That's not great. And then also, I'm kind of avoiding or structuring my own day around whether he has just recently gone out or not, which isn't great.
No,
so
it's not ideal.
Just to allow myself to see whom is at the door, so that I actually answer it, because I won't even answer the door.
Well, then get a Ring, or I don't know. You got to have good Wi-Fi, but then get a Ring or something like that, and put that up, and you can just check it on your phone, and you don't have to go and it's that sucks, man. That sucks.
I mean, I think I'm very appropriate to kind of not being around neighbours, but that's not really possible unless you travel all the time. I feel like I need to perhaps do that a bit. I feel kind of stuck. Yeah. But in terms of security, the only thing with Rings is that apparently there's a digital delay, because obviously you have somebody press the door, but it takes a while to connect or something. That's kind of on the reviews for that. But you can pay them off if you can't pay them in one go for, I don't know, they are a couple £100. You can pay them off per month on Amazon. So this is not an endorsement.
Amazon do the Never Never. They do the HP on Amazon. This is what we're... I don't know. I don't know. My suggestion is always go on Which. Go to Which magazine, and you can sign up for free, I think, for a month, and have a little look and compare stuff, and then cancel your subscription. But that would be my suggestion, Giselle.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, cool. I might have a look at Which. It's better than that website that features that fictional meerkat that was quoted in the House of Commons recently.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about, because I don't know if they advertise it for this or not. I don't know. Anyway, Giselle, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. The worst reviewer on TripAdvisor has been named and shamed.
Oh, really?
The most feared TripAdvisor reviewer has been unmasked. Den the Card from Birmingham posts hundreds of one-star reviews, often at highly rated venues. The much-travelled critic tears into pub customers and staff with slights such as disgusting, revolting, and wipe your feet on the way out.
Wow.
Staff at Waterworld were arrogant and in need of soap. Bully's Pub in Bangkok had... Find this guy. Can you go on TripAdvisor? I don't know if you can look up the reviewers. Den the Card. All one word. It's all one word, guys. But Bully's Pub in Bangkok had the ambience of retired football hooligans, and that's just the ladies. Owners are calling for him to be removed from TripAdvisor. Roger Kazali of the Plume and Feathers, Cornwall, said it shouldn't be allowed. But Den the Card does give 5 stars to Falmouth's Harbour Lights restaurant and Roskilly Ice Cream Parlour at Padstow. You got him?
Yeah.
Go on. What's it? Give us some of the
So
reviews.
here's one. What for the Dolphin Inn, for example. Disgusting.
By the way, which I'm sure is a great venue.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think we've established that
value.
this guy likes a one-starer.
Yeah.
Starts with the smell that greets you from the car park of stale fat. It gets better. Imperious people are all striving for importance while actively ignoring customers.
Aye.
The beer was, as the title and the after effects, most unpleasant. Is the premium lager its poor substitute? Keep it.
So can you see how many one-star reviews he's given? Has he given loads?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
And there's a 5 actually here.
Go on. Is it for Padstow ice cream?
No, for the Three Rivers Cafe Cornwall. Best breakfast in Cornwall. Wonderfully cooked and exceptional. Always a cheerful experience.
TripAdvisor's a strange thing because it can be easily manipulated. I had a thing today when I bought the car, which made me feel slightly uncomfortable, but I sort of went along with it to a certain extent, where I was there and I hadn't got the car yet. I paid for it and I was about to get the keys, and the guy said, what would be great is if you could go on our website and write a review. I was like, yeah, sure. And then he turned his computer around and gave me the keyboard.
Now?
Yeah. And so I wrote a review saying about the guy, saying the guy's been really helpful and he's answered all my questions. So I did that. But then I don't know if it's gone on the website, because then I got an email saying I had to authorise it, which I didn't. And then he said, could we take a picture? I think they do it with all the customers. I don't think he knows a star. And he said, could we take a picture of you just with the new car to go on the website? I said, no. That's not happening. He said, OK, if you leave us a good review on Google Reviews, we'll send you a £20 Marks and Spencer voucher. I was thinking, that doesn't feel...
Feels like he's paying you for...
That doesn't feel right. And I went, 20 quid, Mark. Yep, yeah, of course I'll do that. Of course, thinking, no intention of doing that at all. But that felt a little bit bent, in terms of the game being bent.
It's different if you've done that independently and then they decide to send you something, but to offer you that in exchange.
Yeah, and I also am thinking, I've not got the car yet. Give me a month with the car and then I'll give you a review.
Exactly. You want to...
Let me make sure everything is all right with the car, and if it's not, how you deal with it. Then I'll give you a review.
Let's have my first service, or, whatever it might be.
It was just... I mean, listen, do you know what? They were great when I bought the car, and everything was wonderful. But you need a month with the car to make sure it's, it's all right and it's doing what it's meant to do. But, I thought that was a little bit snarky. Here comes Paul Ross. Look at that.
Hello.
It's Paul Ross. Hello, mate.
For a £20 Marks and Spencer's voucher, I'd show my arse in a church. What are you thinking, you fools? Get off your moral high horses. £20 is £20. Hey, what's the matter with you? Hey, dear me. Talk about lost in showbiz.
Look at that. Look at that. He's right. He's absolutely right. That's a nice meal for two from M&S.
Yeah.
What have you... you've got John Dredge coming on your show.
We have.
Well, you should... Don't.
What?
Because he says it's the first ever Pancake Day song, and we've been told it's not. Someone has called in and grasped him up and said, no, there's not. That Alex Horn did a Pancake Day song. So, hold him to account.
What I'm saying is, it's the first one I've ever played on the Late Late Early show.
Oh, fair play. It's a lovely little song.
It's a Talk Radio exclusive.
Well, we played it earlier. But so
on my show, it's a Talk Radio exclusive.
It's a lovely little song.
We live in the permanent present. like a goldfish.
He's got the voice.
£20 M&S voucher.
He's got the voice of a 15-year-old boy. It's beautiful. He's a gruff.
He's very kind of Mock Turtles indie light.
Yeah,
isn't he?
yeah. Oh, it's great. It's a great sound. We loved it. What else have you got?
Well, it's 50 years yesterday, so we're a day late, but 50 years yesterday since the Crays were jailed for life.
Oh.
So we're talking about Reggie and Ronnie. We're not going to in any way glamorise them because they're both, Ronnie absolutely psychopathic.
Yeah.
God help him. Reggie probably not much better. But we're talking a bit about that period in British history, not just London history, because there were gangs all over the UK around that time. And it was a kind of weird attempt to emulate. They were sort of pop stars, and sort of all of them Al Capones in their minds. Very strange period.
I don't understand. You're right. This glamorisation of people that are arseholes. They're horrible thugs. And there's this whole thing about them being cool. And
but there was a code, wasn't there?
Yeah. Still went around slashing people and telling, horrible.
You play your cards right, you'll get a £20 M&S voucher, boy. They kept the streets clean, didn't they? Were there.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Go on. What else you got?
We're also talking about. It's the world's rarest seagoing mammal. It's a teeny tiny porpoise.
Yes.
They think about 80 left in the whole world, and some armpit fishermen from the USA, I'm not being anti-USA, but want them as trophies. And there's a special Mexican task force that's out and about protecting them. So we're speaking with journalists who've been covering that for some time. So it's one of those stories. It's a kind of a knock and a boost at the same time. The knock is people want these things somehow mounted on their walls because they think they're going to be extinct soon.
Yeah.
But the good news is there are people actually risking their lives to save them. So it's a kind of double whammy.
What are we doing with this world? What are we doing with the world, Catherine?
Stuffing and mounting it.
We're screwing it up. And our kids are going to have to just watch it all on virtual reality, which is not, actually a bad thing. I quite like
As opposed to all that time they spend gazing at their tablets at the moment.
Yes, exactly. Paul Ross is coming up after one.
I love the way you say exactly when I contradicted you.
Yeah, no, I was agreeing with you. You got it right.
You want out now, don't you?
You've just reminded me that their life is miserable, and so they can just deal with it. I don't care. I do want out. I want to go home. I'm hungry. I want to go home. I want to go to bed. That is it. That is your lot. Thank you very much, Matthew. Thank you, Catherine, as always.
That's all right. Thank you, Matthew.
No.
Paul.
Okay, right. Well, now you're going to talk. You're going to talk into the news, which you often do. So I will say, this is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio, 24-hour radio debate and entertainment.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.